By the way, there was a new update today, 121.80. I released a video for it, and also there was a brand new cape today as well. Now, you'll notice that the panorama is not moving, and our splash text isn't bouncing, and it's very boring and sad, and that's because they tied that to the screen animations, and I simply cannot play with screen animations. I just think that these look so bad. I don't know. Like, as soon as they added these to Bedrock Edition, I was like, oh no. Yeah, so I cannot play with that. But they've tied the panorama and the bouncy splash text to it, which I don't agree with. Can we riot? Can I encourage you guys to come riot with me? We need this to change, because this just looks broken. It looks bad. I put it on Twitter. It just looks bad. Also, literally the most difficult cape we've ever had has been added to Bedrock in Java Edition. The common cape, that's what it looks like. And I uploaded a short on how to get that. It's really difficult, though. Genuinely difficult. Also, they added this little thing right here where you can show the server address. So that's cool. This was visible, and then it was gone, and now we have a button to say show it, and it gives you like a warning. So that's cool. I mean, that's great. At least they thought about adding a warning this time. They could have started with that, but I guess third time's the charm. They did get it right on the third time. However, I would still like to be able to hide these servers, and I don't know why these are out of order. It feels like they should have just stayed with the old UI. But that's my pre-stream rant out of the way. I just had like 4 different things I really wanted to get off my chest there. That's about it. That's about it. Also, yes, please do not spam the chat to think of you. Wait, where's all my windows at? Hold up. Pull those over to the side. Here we go. Okay, so we are going to be working on this project again tonight because there's a few things that we need to work on. In general, it's working really well, and yeah, my ad blocker apparently is not working. I didn't even realize that YouTube Music had ads, but now they do, so that's great. I don't use an ad blocker for anything, except this. In regards to YouTube, anyway. Oh, my texture pack isn't working. I watch all my YouTube on my phones. There's no ad blocker on that. I was getting spoiled by having premium for a couple months. Anyway, I guess we'll just have to deal with it. James, welcome in. Also, welcome in for 77 months of resubscribing. Jeez, much appreciated. Is there a skip button on these ads too? It doesn't seem like it. Okay. Okay. That's annoying. Take your eyes off chat for 1 minute and they're misbehaving. They're misbehaving! Oh yeah, they were misbehaving. Look at that. I didn't even see that show up on mine. I wonder why that is. So this is the 6 stacked flower farm that we built over the last couple of streams. Well, really, we just rebuilt it entirely in the last live stream because it produces just too many flowers now. It was producing about 600,000 flowers an hour. Now it's producing it was producing 400,000 an hour. Now it's producing 1.2 million. So that's, an increase. An amount. A couple. Dozen. It might be a couple dozen. A couple dozen stacks. A couple noble chests. So if we turn this on real quick, you'll see that we have the ability for it to run. I don't know how much bone meal is in there, but it uses a lot of bone meal. So tonight we're going to be working on item distribution. Yeah, that one's out of bone meal. Item distribution, bone meal distribution. It's actually not really that laggy if you're not looking at it. So that's good. It's definitely a little bit laggy if you're looking at it. Let's go ahead and flood that thing. And then we'll see all the items come out over here. Yeah, that was it. Yep, we got like 4 items from that. SMH. More like 4,000 items. Let's go! Yes, very good. That probably is more than a double chest of items. We have a mildly empty inventory. We could check it out for the lulz. Yeah, so more than an inventory here. We can throw all those away. Now, it does seem like our orange tulips are not being produced as much as they should. That's going to be like 3 inventories. So we'll have to go take a look at that. But yeah, look how many like cornflowers and lilies and, closed eye blossoms we have. But we've only had like a stack and a half of orange. So I'm not sure what's up with that. That might actually be a genuine issue. So it might not even be running at max capacity right now. And also I have no idea which one's the orange. Like, Like, which one of these is the orange layer? Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. 1.2 million is a dozen 100,000. A dozen 100,000? Oh, wait, no, you're right. It is a dozen 100,000. I thought you were... No, it actually is a dozen 100,000. So this is the bone meal output line. We're going to be discovering and messing around with this tonight to make the bone meal distribution actually work. I think we're going to use some chest boats. We're going to use some chest boats for item. That sounds so much more. 12 dozen 100,000. It does sound like more than 1.2 million, doesn't it? It's 12... 12 dozen? No, it's just a dozen. It's a dozen 100,000. Listen, we're all bad at numbers. That's all I can say, is we're bad at numbers. Yeah, so I don't know which one of these is the orange there. Also, how do we get back into the farm? I think we're out of luck on that front as well. Flowers left in there? Maybe. I mean, well, yeah, I mean, there's a couple flowers right there. I'm not sure why that is. That shouldn't have happened. That have happened. Let's go ahead and change one thing real quick. Let's stop using YouTube music. It also always asks you if you want to leave every time you try and close the window, which I think is a bit weird. You really like the new cape? Weird that's common? Well, it is literally called the Common Cape, so, you know, that's what it is. They wanted basically everyone that plays Minecraft to have a cape. It seems like at this point, everyone should have a dozen capes. A dozen 100,000 capes even. I mean, look at this. We have 15 capes right here. I mean, I know I'm old, but I'm not old enough to, like, have this many. I mean, geez, they've really been, like, just absolutely shoveling out the capes this year. I think this is our 5th cape. Now, let's do some math. Hold up. So that was cape number 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then... Is this our 4th cape this year? Because that one's old, that one's old, that one's old, that one's old, that one's... I don't know if this one really counts. Because that one's also available, but you gotta pay for it. You gotta go to, like, the event. This one's old. It's not that old, though. This one's the new one. That one's old. This was pretty recent. That wasn't this year, though. That was, like, December, wasn't it? It's Cape Spiracy. This one's kind of old. That one's kind of old. That one's kind of old. This one I think you can still get. I'm not actually sure about that. But yeah, this is our 4th cape this year. Guys, it's May. They've been at 1 cape a month. 1 cape every month. By the end of the year, I'm gonna have double my cape collection. It's gonna be crazy. Right, let's just jump down in here. Let's find out which one of these is orange. I couldn't actually tell you. I think that one's like tulips. Pretty sure this one's like Lily of the Valley. And then this one might be the orange one. Can I hop in there to find out? Yeah, this one's the orange one. Okay, so it's still got bone meal. I should put some item frames down here so I know which layer's which. We gotta jump up, and... Oh, that's why. Okay. The repeater's on the wrong side of the piston. Yeah, that would do it. This farm is very particular like that. Yeah, so this just needs to be flipped around to right here. Okay, so it was using bone meal this whole time, but is bone mealing at the wrong time. So it wasn't actually growing all the flowers that it should have. Okay. Well, that's a really easy fix. Also, really, really easy mistake to make. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top 3. Yeah, those ones are all correct. That was the only one that I was noticing that we were actually kind of missing some items on anyway, so I think we're good. Yeah, see, there we go. Now we got a bunch of them in there, but that's abnormal. That's not how it should be. Those are only there because I unpowered and repowered the piston. Okay, I think we're all good to go now. That should fix it. So now we're properly at 1.2 million an hour. Allegedly. I mean, you know, of course there's a little bit of lag. The grass dies a little bit every now and again. So, like, you know, it's probably not exactly 1.2 million, but, like, who cares? If you're over 1 million an hour, I think you can just stop caring about the exact rates. Same thing goes for farms like that are over 100,000. It's like, oh no, I lost 1,000 items. That's 1% of my rates. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Oh wow, we're actually overproducing bone meal. I put a hopper in here because I knew I would forget, and I still forgot. So that's a good sign, I guess. Unacceptable. It's acceptable. There are acceptable losses. I am willing to sacrifice some of you for the greater rates. Also, Phoenix, thank you for the biddies. What's the guy's name from Shrek? Lord Far something? There's a Q in there. I don't know. He's like, I am... Some of you may perish, and that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Farquhar. Is that how... I don't know how you say it. It feels like a bad word. So I thought it might be something like that. I don't know. Farquad? Farquhar? You know, it's one of those. It could be any of them. No one's seen Shrek in like 100 years. So, you know, it could be any. Could be any of those things. Some of these things in the chat are definitely not it. Definitely not it. Anyway, so we're gonna move on before I get canceled within like 15 minutes of the stream. Oh, we're at 17 minutes of streaming. Well, you know what? I guess it's too late for that. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with an easy project. We're gonna make these water streams look a little bit nicer. We're gonna get some concrete powder for that though. It's like an onion. It's got layers. You know, a lot of things have layers. As long as you have a strong enough, like, potato peeler. You just gotta really go at it sometimes. You'd be surprised. Rocks have layers. And that's a geology fact. Look at that, you learned something today. Bet you didn't expect that to happen. Let's see. Are we out of dyes? You know what? We have a flower farm. What am I talking about? Are we out of dyes? We're probably out of dyes though. I don't have any flowers in there. We're gonna go use this little flower farm real quick. we have 200,000 eye blossoms an hour, and I'm still manually harvesting these guys. Listen, sometimes you just like to do things the traditional way. All natural. Organic. Wild harvested eye blossoms. Trout Chamber Farm work in Java? They do, if you build one that works in Java. Ruined your day. Good, that's what I'm here for. That is what I'm here for. Right then, so we're going to go ahead and... Oh, these guys are jumping around in the water stream. Get out of there. We're going to go ahead and convert all the sides of this to something that's not stone. I feel like that's a good idea. Let's just go ahead and put that there. And then get out of my water stream! And then we should probably cover this up with some glass as well to stop that from happening, because like leads are definitely going to end up in there. Yeah, so I have some ideas for how we're going to evenly distribute these items. I don't know why I'm jumping. I am not pressing the jump button. I'm actually holding the crouch button. What is this game doing to me? Did auto jump get turned on? What is this? What? I'm literally holding crouch. It's uncrouching me. Okay, uncrouching me. You know what? Literally unplayable. Every single day I find something. You know what? We are in the new update. I wonder if there's bugs. Is that gonna keep doing that? Yeah, look, it's jumping me out. Doesn't make any sense. Not every time though. Huh. Did I turn on? No, auto jump is definitely turned off. Then why is it jumping me? I'm getting jumped out here. That was a double jump even. Literally unplayable. What am I building right now? Right now we're building a prettier water stream. It's a very important project. Because this looks exceptionally ugly. But we're going to be working on the distribution system for our bone meal in a moment. Because that is also an incredibly important project. So I was messing around with chest boats, and it seems like there is a way to actually evenly distribute items with just like 3 hoppers and a chest boat. So that's pretty cool. I didn't think it would actually work. I thought the hoppers would not like grab the items evenly, but it turns out chest boats are actually useful. You might actually be able to use them for even more types of item distribution as well. Instead of just like splitting it 2 ways, you might be able to split it like 3 or 4 or 12 ways. Because you can put a chest boat over top of like 9-ish hoppers if you really try. They're pretty big. You just gotta like shift them around a little bit. Also, yes, if you guys do find any new bugs in the new update, let me know. You can let us know in the Discord server. We got a feedback post for that. Or maybe the comments on YouTube. I might see it there. Or on Twitter. Probably won't see it in the stream chat because there's a lot of stream chats to read. Overall, it's a pretty small update, though. It's mostly just bug fixes, so we shouldn't have too many problems. Not gonna say allegedly. Not gonna jinx it. So you guys want to know something funny? I think we have to rebuild this water stream. It's not my fault, though. It's just that I came up with a better idea. Can't wait till Vibrant Visuals is mainstream. I was actually surprised that that released in experimental mode today. So if you're playing in the new update, you can turn on the experimental toggle and actually try it out yourself right now. I doubt it's going to be fully optimized or really work how it should. However, you can indeed go try it. So that's pretty neat. Also, the happy gas are in experimental mode right now as well. Oh, that looks so much better. Wow, the little things, like just filling in some stone. Big difference there. And then we got to fill in like a couple more. Make sure you can't see those little edges. Do I have an AFK concrete maker? No, there's not really a way to AFK it on Bedrock Edition. You can on Java, but you can't really do it on Bedrock. Only way to do it is like place down on the concrete, run at it with a shovel. A pickaxe, rather. However, you can use like a conduit to help you break it faster, because that gives you haste. So that might be a little bit convenient. Because you can instant mine if you have haste. Really convenient. Yeah, withers are inconvenient, to say the least. Okay. So I'm thinking what's going to happen is we're going to gas blasters. They do technically work, but oh man, they're just so annoying. So annoying. Okay. So we're going to flip around these water streams. So right now, this one is the output of the farm. I want this one to be the output of the farm. So basically, we're going to take the bone meal out of this one because it's going to be going up a bubble elevator right here. And we're going to be actually evenly dividing the bone meal over here. Now, I don't know how much bone meal we're going to be producing per hour. I could ask Gemini to calculate that for me again. Because that requires like actual math and stuff. You can use TNT. I would highly recommend that you do not use TNT for breaking blocks. It sounds like a good idea. It's not. Oh, hi, look at this. And consistency? No one noticed that until right now? We've walked past this like a million times. Yeah, if you're gonna mine all the sand required to craft TNT, just mine the blocks that you're trying to blow up. It is actually faster, takes less time, less resources, less materials, and less soul crushing grind. Unless you happen to have accidentally duplicated like a bajillion TNT, don't use TNT. What are you doing? It just does not make sense. You have a gravity farm. That's a pretty rare farm. Not many people have that. It's pretty difficult to farm gravity, you know. You got to get the gravitons, got to get them into the flux capacitor. Not very easy. You know, you got to have the room temperature superconducting alloys with carbon nanotube, molecular bonds. I'm just making up words now. Let's see. Okay, we're actually going to flip this around so that it is like that. That's why sand dupers exist. And true, that is why sand dupers exist. Yeah, I've been wanting to make a video on sand duper for a while. So that's like the best way to go for TNT. If I made an updated, better sand duper video, then I would probably actually work on like having a whatchamacallit, blasting chamber. Then I would start blasting. Oh, a little bit of stone right there. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this bubble column, or at least part of it. Technically, we could save that, but we're gonna move it to like right here. No, there's never been TNT duping on Bedrock Edition, unless you count like the one bug that was around for like a couple weeks, like 4 years ago, that only worked underwater. There was cat hair just all over my microphone, and I didn't notice that until right now. He is shedding so much. There's cat hair everywhere. How did it even get there? It's not like he's touching the microphone or anything. Things like elevated up in the... I don't... Make sense. Let's see. We're gonna grab more of the temporary blocks. Wow, we have 16 temporary blocks. Cool, cool, cool. And more temporary blocks. There we go. Saying I should use TNT if you're sand duper. If you have a sand duper and you have a good gunpowder farm, then maybe. Maybe. The strong maybe. But even then, like, I don't really know if it would be worth the effort required. But maybe. Gas farm. Yeah, gas farms are pretty alright. And then there's some really good creeper farms as well. Apparently Mike Homer has a 15k an hour gunpowder creeper farm for Sim 4, which, like, I know that farm's gonna be crazy to build. I haven't taken a look at it, but I'm sure it's not the simplest. Like, one does not simply build that farm. I'm out of ice as well. Sure, it uses all kinds of shenanigans. Which, like, why wouldn't it, right? You're officially here before the last 5 minutes of the stream. That's great. Welcome in. Also, Phoenix, thank you for the 2 months of Prime sub. Hopefully you're doing well tonight. Okay, is this where we need the thing? It is. We're gonna move that bubble water, this water stream out by a block. We don't have to like turn around or do anything silly. Okay, and that should be most of this little addition done. Let's mine out these though. It's nice to be able to walk around your areas. Okay. Do I have another button? I don't really need one though. I can just steal this. We have another sound in the ear. What is this? Corin, welcome back for 78 months. Oh, one up in James over here. Dang. Welcome in. How you doing? Get destroyed, James. Oh, only 77 months. Psh. See, this is what you gotta do. You gotta pit chat against each other. Yes, this is how we get content. Let's see. We're gonna grab a piece of ice real quick. Okay. We're gonna build up a temporary wall right here, and then we need some kelp. Where's my kelp at? This is how I get back at you guys. No. I'm just messing around. I gotta do something to keep myself entertained. I got that secondhand ADHD brain going on. I think ADHD might actually be contagious. So that's what I've determined over my last couple years of existing as a human. Seems like it can spread. Oh right, we gotta not do it like that. Wear a mask. I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that would help. Oh, right, it doesn't spread if it doesn't have a block underneath it. Dang anti-griefing technology. And then we got to go back to the actual compost cube and change these streams around over there. But that should be fairly easy. We should all be good to go there. Also, this looks a little bit spooky. Get a torch. Thank you. Oh, right, I forgot we're going to build up those item filters. Dang it. Is kelp thing a bug? No, it's supposed to turn flowing water into water sources. Yeah, so originally it popped off if it like grew into flowing water, and it was super convenient and easy to build a kelp farm with that, because you just like staircase your kelp plants, and then you like flood it, so you'd have like a water source here, and then this would be flowing water, and this would be water source, and then this would be flowing water. So it would grow up once and just like instantly pop off. But they fixed that, so everyone that had a staircase of water, it turned into a giant cube of water. I actually have one of those in the redstone world. And that is why. That's your daily dose of Bedrock Edition history right there. Anything else you want to know from ye olden piggo? There's 2 water sources. That. Go and fill this in. Go and fill that in. Okay. Remember, we're going to put lamps down here at some point as well. I don't know when we're going to get to that. Back in my day. Geneva conventions. The Geneva to-do list? It's the only one I'm familiar with. This is such a bad joke. We're going to put a hopper over here. Yeah, so now our items are going to fall straight down right here. And then we're going to do some item splitting down there, so hopefully we have enough room down there for all that. Oh, right, we need to go over to that side as well. Do I have the things for that? The things and stuff and things? Probably not. Let's find some ice. Also, I'm thinking about where I want to have the output for the... regular ice. There it is. I'm thinking about where I want to have the output for the excess bone meal. So, like, if we want to send this bone meal back to center, it doesn't really make sense for it to come out of this farm, does it? It's not produced here. It's just overflowing right here. So, really, it would make sense to send this bone meal back over here, like, underground somewhere. That way we don't need, like, a tracer or anything fancy for it. And then have a third tracer coming out of here. And then we could have, like, an orange tracer, like, doing something. I don't know. Actually, we could have it so that it is running straight out of here. And then it, like, goes around the corner, and then it goes to the base. So I started mapping out where some of the tracers are going to be going. Just kind of, like, idly. So, like, oh, man, this was supposed to be for the creeper farm. But, like, I don't know. I don't know about that anymore. So we're going to have a tracer coming out of there, obviously. That's going to be the melon and pumpkin farm. So we're going to have 2 tracers coming out of there. One going to our storage. And then once storage is full, it'll toggle. And then all items will go out of this tracer. We're going to have a crossroads because that's the bee farm. So those items will come in over here and be like yellow tracer. So that'll go over. All these excess melon and pumpkins and whatever will just go straight on over to the compost cube. And then those items are going to go straight in right here. That's why we turned around the water stream, so we can just have another input right here. But I think we're going to have to bump this out by a block. And now we can have another tracer coming out of here. Maybe. It's going to be kind of tight right here. I need a different kind of block. Yeah, so then it would go out like this. And then it would go like over yonder over to here. I don't know, man. This is orange tracer, so it's going to be connecting to that orange one. And then this is yellow tracer right here, so it's going to be connecting to that yellow one. And then that's also orange tracer? So it's that one. I don't know where that yellow one's going. Don't ask questions that you don't want answers to. Some of these tracers are just going to go off into the distance, and that's just going to have to be how it is. Okay? Listen. I'm doing my best, okay? Have you seen the nether roof on Vibrant Visuals? It's all red. Yeah, that makes sense because it's just like all nether fog up there, right? Where's that? Like, don't ask questions. Questions are bad. Questions are bad. We're not accepting questions at this time. Okay. So we're gonna flip around these things right here. Whee. Let's also go up to the top of this real quick. We're going to check these. Surprisingly, there's no items up here. So we'll just put a glass block right there. Anything excess that ends up here just won't clog up our hoppers. This one's got to get flipped around. And then this one's also... This is the output now. That's still going to be the elevator. So we're simply going to have this input. This is going to drop down right here. And then I think we're just going to run a little stream right here. And that'll be perfect. Absolutely no problems with that at all. Yeah, okay. So that was an easy fix. Let's go ahead and make this look pretty, though. Let's attempt to make it look pretty. No big promises happening around here, okay? That's the best you get. Take it or leave it. What are we building? Right now we're doing item distribution water streams. Very important stuff, actually. One of the main critical functions of the base. Or you could say that we're tearing down and rebuilding stuff that we built earlier because I changed my mind. But that would be rude to say, and no one here's a rude person. So, like, we're just gonna go with the thing that I said. Okay, this is where our soul sand's gonna go. Yeah, so we're literally just moving this over, like, we're just flipping around, like, super basic. Maybe we don't put that water in there, though. Redemption bag log? What? Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. We do have some redemption bag logs. Yeah, name a chest. Bottle of experience. I don't know if I have one of those. We might. Maybe if we got one from an ancient city. We gotta name a beanies and then a cake. Do I have a cake? I might be able to make one. That may be possible. Mildly possible. Pretty difficult. Do you remember the cake crafting recipe? I know that I might, but do you? Do I have enough? Oh yeah, that's actually enough. Enough glass. Okay. So originally I was messing around with like trying to get two different sets of items going down the same water stream. So I was gonna try and have, you know, like items going down the left and items going down the right as well. But that didn't quite work out because they just combine, of course. So what I ended up doing was messing around with the boats. The chest boats. And that actually was a perfect solution for the item distribution. I don't think that's really going to matter that we can see that. Maybe it does matter. Oh, let's not look at it. Then it doesn't matter. Okay, we need to test this real quick. Dried grass converter? Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a bug where like you can move it with piston and then it just like speeds up growth. Because you can do that with sniffer eggs. Pretty sure they haven't fixed that. Well, not that I've really like, checked. But that was a bug for a while. I think you might be also able to read them with a comparator. Sugarcane. Sugarcane! We've had so much sugarcane come out of this farm. Like, we've composted so much of this stuff. It's actually silly. Okay. So this is the item input now. We've been flipped around and turned around and backstabbed and quite possibly bamboozled. That's our kelp. That's very important. Oh, right. Yeah. Hold up. Somebody forgot to remove the piece of glass. I wonder how much bone meal this stuff actually produces. Like, is that better than flowers? Okay, so all that stuff should be shot out. And then... Yeah, this should all be totally fine. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's go. So, all that's gonna go along, and then it should just end up in our hopper over here. Perfect. Yeah, so what I was trying to do is throw items along the left side, and then alternate and, like, throw items along the right side, but they just kept combining, and really annoying. But we don't even need to mess around with that. It's actually way simpler. So now we need to actually get this bone meal into that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and then please hold. I don't even have hoppers. That, and that, and that, and that, and There's 2 more down there. 2 more that's. There's a lot of that's, as it turns out. I guess that means that we should probably mine some of this out real quick. We're going to need to do a zigzag tower. I need to get a bunch of hoppers. Used up our entire hopper allotment for the base. I was really trying to avoid hopper spam, but sometimes it's all you can do. That one. Okay, and then we gotta go down. Get down with the bone meal. Is that where the yellow tracer goes? Shut up! There is a yellow tracer that comes from the bee farm. And you will be happy with that answer. Because that is the answer that has been provided. Okay. And if you're not happy with that answer, you can call your representative at 1-800-GET-REPRESENTED. Let's see. Just fall down here real quick. Make sure that we know where we're falling. That should be enough room for the zigzags. So what we're going to have to do is split our bone meal 3 times. We're going to split our soul 3 times. It's not as bad as Voldemort, okay? Don't get on me. It's fine. So we're going to take the main output of a bone meal. We're going to split that into 2. And then that's going to supply either side of the farm, right? Or maybe like a top and bottom. It doesn't matter. I think, yeah, either side of the farm. And then, you know what? Hold up. It's not a big enough demonstration. So then we're going to split these ones again. So wait. Does it count if you split a split? Like if I split my soul and then split that? It's like, is that 2 soul? I don't know. Listen, it's a bit fuzzy on the details there. These are not lined up. Please hold. 1 to 4 is what we're doing. So you have 100 come in, 50 go either way. 50 come here, 25, 25. 50 go here, 25, 25. So this is going to supply left side of the farm. That's going to supply right side of farm. This is going to supply top of farm, bottom of farm, top of farm, bottom of farm. And you know what? It looks like a pitchfork that's holding a smaller pitchforks. What is this, satisfactory? Kind of. That's kind of what we were going for here, yeah. Did I just drop an item in there? Doesn't matter if I did. I said I'm not Voldemort. Were you not listening? Now how are we splitting items? You'll find out after a message from our sponsor. Corin, who subscribed for 78 months. Sponsoring the stream for 78 months. Very long time. That's the stream sponsor right there. Unless anyone wants to dethrone him. If I split the split, I would have a split to split that will split the split. What? What? I think, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, what he said. We'll just go with that. Nobody worry about it. How we're splitting items. You'll find out. We actually have quite a bit of bone meal. This is good. We've been composting all of our sugarcane. Oh, that was some lag. I didn't even click the button to open that chest. It just like opened and closed. Huh. Okay. Spooky. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing and where are we doing it? What do we do? Drunken sailor. Let's see. So, right, this is going to be our bone meal output. I don't think we're going to have a bubble elevator right here because it also wouldn't be consistent. We're going to probably just hide this. There's not even, okay, good. There's not even an elevator there. Don't need to tear it out. We already tore it out. After we built it, we tore it down, we rebuilt it, we tore it down. Okay, this is good. And now we need to build another one. So, so I think we'll take the bone meal output out of like a hopper line or like a water line over here. We'll just keep it down at that layer for a while. We're going to send it over this way. Maybe we'll line it up underneath this water stream just to be real fancy with it. And then all those bone meal items are going to be going... They're going to be coming up, like, over here. Yeah, they're going to be going out of, like, this tracer. So we might have, like, ice going straight through here just to make the tracer look good, but it's not actually going to move any items. There's just going to be, like, a bubble column that pops up right here, and then it's going to take the bone meal out, and then it'll go that way. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, so bubble elevator right there. Because like we need a physical connection of orange going to big orange blob of ugly. Like that's just kind of mandatory. Even if we cheese the item streams a little bit, I think that's fine. We don't have like super sophisticated water. You know, it's not smart water, okay? It's just Dasani. We're doing our best over here. Our visuals, please. We don't have that turned on the server, but we sure don't also have ray tracing on either. Oh, that toggled us from fancy to not fancy graphics. I guess that's cool. Got that Nestle water. Yeah, I was gonna say. Got that gross Nestle water from exploited places. Wait, what ray tracing? Not that one. This one. And we also want this one. Back is missing one or more dependencies. Yes, apply it anyway. What? I know what I'm doing. Oh wait, I'm towards the player heads. Whoops, not that one actually. No, the game was right. Marker's back. There we go. I love how many little bloops it makes. So many bloops. Hey, the bee's knees! I'm waiting for that panorama to load in. It seems like it's really laggy. It's like the panorama's not even moving, but it's just like it's that stupid setting that they changed. Right, let's go do a couple of our redemptions that we got to do, and then we'll move on over to actually being productive. The bee's knees. Yeah, I know. What's the chances of us getting that one when we need to like name a thing the knees? Okay, just the one name tag. Also, we did all that so that maybe we could turn on ray tracing. It's probably gonna like have to crash the game or something stupid though. Well, we haven't had this bug before, have we? It's like white. It's like gray. Anyway, it's all shiny too. Where's that thing at? Knees. That's literally the name. Just knees. Cool. Thanks, Longhorn. That's lovely. Oh wow, look how shiny that is. Someone's been out here polishing. See-through anvils. Ah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Man, we have a lot of cactus. Oh, it's the glowy bug. Okay, that makes sense. Also, a lot of people have been speculating. Well, I guess that guy doesn't want to be named. A lot of people are going to be have been speculating. Wait. That one might have been named already. A lot of people have been speculating that they're going to make name tags craftable. Waddles. And I don't know about that. Because they made like one meme post about like their pockets being full of paper. The Minecraft accounts did. But like they've been making so many meme posts lately. That's not even... Like you can't read into all of them too much. So like, I don't know. But also maybe saddles will be craftable as well at some point. Use better RTX. You sometimes do. I haven't like gone through the process to reinstall it every single update. Is this gonna work? No, it's still lay bugged. Horses are definitely changing somehow. I don't know, man. Maybe. They make so many weird posts, though. The teaser ones are always way more deranged. Like, they've been making so many posts. It's like I'm subscribed to them on YouTube, And it's just like every day they make a community post, and they all get like 100,000 likes. Like, what is this? Nobody makes community posts on YouTube. Nobody gets likes on community posts on YouTube's. Doing something right. Playing right into the memes. So yeah, they make all kinds of like random, just absolutely random kind of meme posts. I don't even know if they're really memes, but like, that's the best descriptor I have for like the kind of content that they post. But I mean, they're popping off, so I mean, you can't really blame them, right? Should be able to milk the bees. But yeah, they make all kinds of random stuff. So I'm not reading into the paper one or the horse one too much. Yeah, that looks nice. Oh, I don't think we have a bottle of experience. We have a brewing stand even? We might not even have like that. Well, we might have some back at the base. Also, we need the things that are required to make the cake. So if you guys would remember what the cake crafting recipe is, it's going to be 3 of those. It's going to be 3 of these. It's going to be a couple of doughs and 1 of dims. Yep, 1 of these. Wait. 2? Wait. 2 sugar and 1 egg? Or 2 egg, 1 sugar? I think it's 2 sugar, 1 egg. Okay, let's go back to spawn. We need to find a bottle of enchanting. Ooh, that orange actually looks pretty good. Looks like like a Tootsie Pop. Like that kind of brown. Even though it's supposed to be orange. Don't think about it too much. It'd be nice to build a bone meal fish farm in the base day, but we cannot because we're in the wrong biome. But we have a bunch of stuff in the base. We got the gold farms, the iron farms, we got bamboo and sugarcane, we got wool, we got flowers, we got bone meal, we got pain and suffering and water streams. Let's see. I was looking for a cow. I didn't see a cow. Oh, this has changed. It's looking pretty good, actually. You know, ray tracing is nice once it works. Egg. And then, yeah, we're still missing a cow. I'm trying to have a cow, man. Okay, what are the chances that I have... It's very orange. And a guy up here that sells the bottles. Le Bottle Man. No, I do not. Where am I gonna get a bottle of enchanting from? Someone's gotta have something around here. Also, we need to find a cow. Oh, I guess we could also just buy a cake. Hold up. It's not a good idea to stop and ponder in the middle of that doorway. I think we have a farmer guy up here. Don't these guys sell cakes? They do! Aha! I don't even need to make one. Yeah, we need a cleric. I think all these guys have been traded with. Yeah, that guy's definitely been traded with. What about you? Yep. Yep. That guy's obviously been traded with. Yeah, all these guys. Okay. We have a bunch of guys at the base that probably haven't been traded with. So I guess we'll go through that. I've been meaning to trade with clerics anyway. I have a brewing stand. Use one of them. Don't even have a brewing stand here? What kind of base is this? Don't even have a brewing stand. Inconceivable. I guess we'll name the cake while we're here. Mochi's cake from Salt. Very nice. levels. That's really what we're naming the bottle. Okay, we're gonna steal this and this. Not like I'm doing any brewing anytime soon anyway. Spawn is looking pretty good. You can't judge a storage system based on what items are or are not in the storage system. The QR code now? Oh, the QR code stats? I have not checked in a while. I closed that tab, so I don't know. It was over 6,000 last time I looked. So, a few. A number. Honestly, it's pretty good. Over 6,000 is pretty good number right there. A lot of people got saved by ads, though, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Right then, well, I bet you one of these guys hasn't been traded with. Like this guy. Please don't link to literally anything else. Hey, you became a cleric. Okay, so we're gonna buy that. And yeah, we're totally cheating. We have a pack that lets you just bypass all that nonsense. Oh, I should have brought those blaze powders. Yeah, the blaze powders would have been good. Blaze powders would have been great, because then I could make Eyes of Ender. Excuse me, door? Slamming in my face? You know whose face you're slamming into? I made you, door. I can break you. Bottom chanting? Okay, this is what we're here for. Nice levels. Thank you, Curly, for that one. It's going in the box of names. And then we also need to name a chest. Sub to Zoy, but that's going to be later. I pay your wages, door. You know what? You'll get your rent when you fix this door. There's a reference from the early 2000s. Okay, we're gonna go back to the base that we were just at, so I can grab that blaze powder. Anybody get that reference? Is it just me? It's not from Shrek. It's not animation. It's live action. Spider-Man! Yeah, there we go. Was that Spider-Man 2 or 3? It was one of those. Like when he was living on his own. Yeah, you gotta turn off your Trident killers before you log out of the game. That's just kind of how they all work. There's no way to get around that. Always turn off your builds before you're leaving. Otherwise, things gonna break. Spider-Man 3? Very nice. Your name, though. This is why I can't read names. Okay, so where did I put that blaze powder at? 1? That's all wow, I came all the way back here for 1. We should just go to the nether, honestly. I mean, I guess, oh! We got a full 45 right there. Look at this, here we go. 9 of those. I just wanted to make more ender chests. I've been running on like 1 ender chest this whole season. Yeah, so if your tridents are disappearing, they're probably just falling through the world. So just dig down by like 30 blocks. And then right underneath where your trident would be, you'll probably pick it up. And if it's not there, then just start picking up your tridents before you log out. Because it's just bugs, you know. Not much other way to go about it. Make an ender chest farm? I mean, I could. It's technically possible. You can make an ender chest farm. Is it probable? No. But it's also not improbable. I'm just gonna move items from our little starter base back to this base, like, 2 stacks at a time. We'll get there eventually, guys. So obsidian, here we go. So much obsidian. Piglin bartering. And then ender chest, very nice. There's a command for the PC specs on Twitch and YouTube. Well, is it on YouTube? I'm not sure, but it's not on TikTok, because TikTok don't have commands. It's also on the About page of the YouTube channel. Curious? Let's see, but it is custom built. I put it together myself. I'm smart like that. Can you send me 3,000 likes? I don't know how that would work, but I mean, I guess you can try? Question mark? Is that something I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure on TikTok, like you can just spam the like button for streams. So if you just like hit the like the little heart, because the TikTok streams end up with like thousands of likes, even though that's very not probable with the number of viewers. Right, so I'm pretty sure it's just like every time you hit it, it's like counts as a like. This is actually a really nice blue color. That's like lightsaber blue right there. This pack has changed the colors a little bit. The red is not as red. Okay, so let's turn off the weight tracing. What are we doing and how are we doing it? Let's go over to the redstone world real quick and I'll show you guys kind of the plan. Because I'm a piggo with a plan right now. And that's going to be how we actually distribute our items. I was holding the whole stream together. Mostly. It's a riddle wrapped in a mystery. Described with an enigma. That is something you shouldn't see. Hey, listen, as soon as weight tracing starts working properly, then I'll call it by its real name. But until then, it's weight tracing. Okay. So I was messing around with a whole bunch of different stuff here. So what I started with was trying to drop items down either side of an item stream. So look at this. If we drop them on the left side there, they go straight. If I drop them on the right side here, then they go right. Because the collision box of items, I swear to you, is offset to the... Gonna ignore that. To the southeast. So items that slide across here will hit that wall and then go, whereas items that slide across here will not hit that wall. So we can confirm this if we go over here. We can drop an item against this wall, and then it's going to go straight, because again, it's southeast, remember? So now if we drop an item on left, then it's going to hit that left wall. Boom. Look at that. Super easy. So I was trying to make items like drop out kind of, you know, counter like this. I was trying to do that a whole bunch of different ways. And it looks like it sort of works, but it doesn't. This gets like 20 to that's 60. So it's not quite even. Also, we don't even need to do that. But I found a really weird thing with hoppers and chest boats. So if we put 64 items in here, you're going to get 40 to 48 out of this, not that one, out of that one. I guess we'll just put them in there. I thought I had some in there. Directional, right? Yeah, I think that's why the crystals are needed for some directions in the item sorters, if you guys remember that. Amethyst crystals. It's also really slow. But yeah, look at this. So it puts items in there. If we actually open this up, it looks really buggy. Like there's just big gaps where there's no items coming through, right? Obviously, it ran out of items right there. But yeah, look at that. It's like 46. So it's anywhere from like 40 to 48. So not really an even split there. 18 on that one. And then if we do it the other way, it's actually reversed. So remember that that one got the 40. And now if we do it this way, this one's going to get the 40. So for some reason, it just like goes counter corner? County corner? I don't know. Yes, county corner. Yeah. It goes diagonal. It's on the diagonal. But if we open that up, see, it doesn't seem very consistent. There's little gaps in there. Proper minecarts, no. So this one got 50, and this one got 15. So it goes diagonal. So I was thinking, okay, we can just split it up multiple times, right? We don't need to use hopper minecarts because we have an easier solution. So look at this. We put a stack in there. This one's going to get roughly 20. That one will get about 30, and that one will get about 11. So this was my way to work around that. We just split it twice. So if we let this do its thing. See, it goes through fairly consistently. But every now and again, it'll like skip one. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's just getting taken out real quick. Yeah, see there? See, it's skipping. It's skipping. It's skipping and hopping. So that got 30. Okay. That got 20. And that got 14. Okay, I might have moved the hopper. It should be fairly consistent, though. So what I was expecting to happen in this situation is what normally happens. So if you have two chests, two hoppers taking out of a chest, what normally happens in this situation is that one hopper always takes all the items. Right? It should anyway. It shouldn't split. Shouldn't split. Maybe due to randomness of hoppers, it might. On Java, I don't think it does. 36 there, 28 there. That might just work. Might not even need the chest boat. Anyway, there's a horse in my boat. There's a horse loose in the hospital. If you guys remember that. If you've seen that. So this was another way of like kind of getting around that. So this hopper is just like off by a block, and for some reason this makes it not be weird and diagonal. So this was getting about 30 and 34, which I think is a fairly fine like way of doing it. Like I think that's good enough of a split. It doesn't need to be perfect. Did it? No? Yeah, so like you just don't even see that many items going there. Spin in a circle. I do that in my free time, not on stream. Off-stream activity. So 34 there, 30 there. Apparently these are backwards. Wait, 30, 34, 34, 30. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't even split. Let's try it again. See, it might be really close to 50-50 actually. But on a per stack basis, it's not perfectly 50-50. Or maybe it like changes which way it goes when you relog, which, you know, also wouldn't surprise me. Or maybe the horse changed it. Or maybe it's just bored and it decided to change. There's so many different possibilities. No, 34, 30, 34, 30. 34, 30, 30. Okay, well now we got to do another 2 stacks just to see. Just to find out. If it goes 30, 34, 30, 34, I'm going to be really impressed, actually. What if the buzzer turned a different direction? I don't know. I haven't wanted to break it quite yet. DQS, welcome back for 28 months. Hopefully you're doing great. Thank you so much for the support. Jeez. What we're doing today, we're questioning hoppers and their abilities to hopper. Is it over? Oh! 30, 34, 30, 30. Ruh-roh, Raggy. We got 34, 30, 34, 34. We're gonna try it again. Should have done some bets. I don't know. You would have lost your bet probably because it was not consistent. Although if you bet that it wouldn't be consistent, well then you probably would have won your bet because it's Bedrock. That would have been a pretty fair, pretty easy bet. Is it done? It's not done. See, look at it. It's crazy. Like barely putting any items in there. 20, 26? What? 38 to 26. Is that even a full stack? It is a full stack. And now there's a horse on my boat. 26 to 38. So it's you know, maybe the cow broke it. Let's get the cow out of there. We can't have any variables. Let's retry it. Let's retry it without the cow. There's a cow in my boat. Listen, there's a rattlesnake in my boot. We're getting off tangent right now. We're trying to decipher this is basically quantum mechanics. I'm basically a quantum mechanic rocket scientist. It's so complicated I can't even say it. You just want to understand. This one gonna do 34? Is it gonna do 35? And 29. Wow. I put a chest in a boat, it's a chest boat. But if I add a goat, it's a boat and a chest. It's a chest boat goat. It's a goat chest boat. You know what? There's a lot of ways to do that. Okay. I mean, it seems fairly consistent enough for me. There's math in my Minecraft world. Guys, I got some physics happening in my Minecraft. Okay. Is this gonna work? I'm sorry the hoppers are so slow. I can't do anything about it. So there's also the problem that like it produces more than 9,000 bone meal an hour. So yeah. So we're gonna have to have multiple splits. Multiple splits. Okay, I think it's done, right? 31 to 33. See, this one is an even split. It was 33, 31, 31, 33. That's fine. It seems like for the first couple of stacks, it's consistent. But then if we throw in a bunch more, then maybe it starts messing up. Who knows? That would be interesting. Listen, it's just nervous, okay? It's not used to being in front of this many people. It's messing up. It's forgetting its lines. It's fumbling. It's dropping the ball. It's, you know, those are all the sayings that I have for this particular instance. 33, 31, 31. Okay, okay. What's a million divided by 9,000? Too much. Yeah, basically. Oh, the bitrate just died. Why? There's nothing happening on this stream. I guess the stream just died a little bit. But why though? But why though? We're looking at a hopper, two hopper things. Okay, that one's still fairly consistent as well. As long as it's like fairly consistent, like almost 50-50, then I think we'll be fine. Right then, so I need to go back to Gemini real quick and ask it to do some math for me. So if hold up, where's our I think this is consistent enough for me. I think we can also just use the chest though, can't we? Let's try this again. Let's try it with this one. Because if we can get away with just using a chest, I think that would be easier. So, every stack of bone meal that we put into the flower farm is going to produce roughly 84 bone meal. Now, the flower farm is producing 1.2 million items an hour. So figuring out how much bone meal that consumes is what I'm currently trying to figure out. But also, like, how much... Yeah, how much bone meal does all those flowers produce when composted? But also, how much bone meal does it, like, overproduce? How much bone meal does it take to run? I can't even describe my problem in English terms. That's how complicated it is. It's also a problem that I don't know how much bone meal the farm actually uses. I just know how much we roughly get out of it. So 64 items produces 84 items. How much would it 1.2 million items produce? And then last time it was like 1/5 of our output. So it was like 55,000 bone meal. And then we figured out that we get like 10,000 surplus. 1.2 million items is going to produce 1.5 million bone meal an hour. How many hoppers is that? I might be out of my depth. So 1.5 mil that's a lot of zeros. Divided by 9,000. 166 hoppers. Oh boy. Okay. We have 115 composters in the thing. We don't have enough composters. We don't have enough compost. We don't have enough composters. This is a problem. How much bone meal for bone meal, bone meal for bone meal, could bone meal, bone meal? Right. Use hoppers and chests. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Huh. This is indeed a problem, though, isn't it? That is a problem. That is a problem. That's a lot of zeros. Actually, it's 166.6666666666667 hoppers. So I don't know how we're gonna get that last one. The first 166 are the easy ones. Only 2 more layers of. Yeah, so we have 115 composters. So we divide that by 3. That's 38 composters a layer, right? So get another 40. Yeah, it's like a layer and a half. Okay. So that's a problem. That's a problem indeed. Maybe we need to turn down the farm. Maybe we need to make the farm slower. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have suggested such a crazy idea. That's just ridiculous. We came this far. We're gonna go to the end. We're gonna need a lot of chests. 1.5 million bone meal. God, that's so much. We're gonna need a bone meal distribution tower. We're gonna need a bone meal distribution tower. $171,000 bone meal per hour. Is that like the excess that we would get? Stop it. Get some help. You are my help. You're my therapist. This chat. That's how this works. We're gonna need a lot of hoppers. We're gonna need a bone meal distribution tower. Like legitimately, we're gonna need a bone meal distribution tower. What are we doing today on stream? We're suffering. We just discovered that we're gonna have 1.5 million bone meal an hour, which is not healthy. Not a healthy amount of bone meal. It only needs 13 hoppers for the full bone meal output. Not just for the excess. Are we sure about that? So be composted towers to build height. Rebuilds flower farms for being too slow. Complains that new farms are too fast. Yes. Look at the calendar. What? 10 flowers per bone meal? I don't know if it's 10 flowers per bone meal. That's actually something that we should figure out. That'd be very convenient, because then. Yeah, maybe this math isn't right. Hold up. Yeah, so 64 items, so 64 flowers, gives you roughly 84 bone meal. We know that that's about true. Sorry, wait, what? Hold up. No, sorry, 64. No, sorry, that's wrong. 64 bone meal put into the farm produces 84 bone meal. Sorry, yeah, so this math is wrong. Yeah, hold up. Yeah, no, we're way off on the math. Hold up. Yeah, no, that's wrong. Okay. So we're not 1.5 million bone meal an hour. It's going to be significantly less than that. How many flowers to one bone meal? Let's go back to creative. Yeah, hold up. This is why you don't do math on stream. Something to build height. You know, one of these days I'll do something to build height just so you guys can, just so I can say that I did it every time you guys suggest that we do it. Flowers. Let's grab some cornflowers because those are the easiest ones to get. Composter. And then we get one of those. And then we get one of these. And then, boop, and boop, and boop. Right there. So, let's just click on it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now it's done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9. Okay, so let's call the average 9. How about that? So if 9 items produce it, no, that's just divide the rates by 9, right? So 1.2 million, divide that by 9, 133,000 bone meal an hour. Okay, that's much more reasonable. And then we divide that by 9,000, and then that's 14 hoppers, 15 hoppers. Okay. So we would have, yeah, I think we're still probably gonna need some form of distribution tower. Yeah, 9 to 10. Yeah. We could call it 9.5. Don't get me too excited. Aztec, welcome back. Thank you for the biddies. Any gremlins living in the compost tower? I hope not. Hope not. Counting with Soylent. So we do like to count. Let's assume that we have a water stream. Let's move back over here. This is our water stream area. Let's move this up. So we're gonna have a water stream, and then we're gonna need about 15 hoppers in here. I want all these to be facing downwards. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 14. Let's get a 15 here at the end of it. Bone meal an hour. What was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. I was streaming. That's what happens to your brain on Twitch, everybody. It's not good. You got to be careful about these things. So button goes right there, and then that should actually be the end of the stream. That's 8 hoppers. Yeah, and then if it gets to the end of that, then just like you're done for. You're cooked. So each one of these is gonna be splitting our items 2 ways. So full line of double chests. And then each one of these will be going out so that it's like this. This might actually be fine. We might not need a distribution tower. But so far we've only done the 1 split. We need to do 2 splits on this thing, remember. 2 banana splits. So I think we're gonna want to move this up. And so each one of these also needs to go into a double chest as well. This is so silly. And then I'm trying to think, like, hold up, what was our bone meal rates an hour? 133,000. If we divide that by, well, we need to know how much bone meal the farm uses. That's some critical data that we're missing. Because then we can figure out like how much we need to restock per hour. Because we know that we have 2 item inputs. That's like 18,000 per hour that we can do. So let's just divide that 133,000 by 6. That's 22,000. So that actually makes sense because this is going to produce more bone meal than it consumes. So if this math is correct, also this is a lot of twos. It's 22,222.222222222. Anyway, yeah. So each farm in theory would produce about 4,000 bone meal an hour. Is what this math is saying. I'm gonna move this whole thing upwards. Let's see. What do we call this? Chest monster? Yeah, chest monster. 1. Okay, so now we need to figure out, like, how do we actually distribute from here? Because so far we split the items in half. So 133,000 go in, go down, get split. So the 133,000 gets divided by 2. That gives you 66,000 per side. So boom there and boom there. And trying to think, like, we don't need this many splitters. We need a lot of hoppers at the top, but then each split that we do, we need less and less hoppers, right? So I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do this. Because obviously we need, like, you know, the 15 hoppers at top to collect all those items. But now this side would only need like 7 hoppers, and so would this side. So I'm sure we could combine this. We don't need to keep, like, we don't need to have a chest here and a chest here. Because that would be unnecessary, right? You produce around 1.2 million flowers an hour. 9 flowers per bone meal. Surplus of 24%. 32,000 plus surplus. Yeah, let's see. So 1,000 times 6. Yeah, it could be. Math is not my strong suit. What clock is using to pulse the bone meal? We're using an observer clock, but we have 6 of them. And we might need 8, we might even need 10. Yeah, hopper minecart could cover 2 of these. So that's a good point. Could we do that? Hopper minecart's also 4 times speed. So that's going to be 8,000. No, wait. So this is 9,000 going in. So that's 4,500 right here. So yeah, 1 hopper could easily cover 2 of these. So these can be split down into 1 hopper. So how do you do that, right? I guess a hopper minecart would fix it, but then that's still 2 hoppers because you need the hopper minecart and you need the hopper underneath it. We need a piece of whale as well. Here we go. Rail, wall. Yeah, vibrant visuals and gas are... Why is this waterlogged? Are only in experimental mode. They're not fully released. Yeah, so don't get too excited. But the fact that vibrant visuals is sort of here at all is kind of interesting. It's the first real look that we've had at when it might actually release. Also, let's use some real rails for this. Yes, we need to split this 4 ways. And I think it'll be fairly easy. I mean, it should be anyway. So that goes there and that goes there. Using some hopper mine carts might save us some effort here. Don't tell me you're gonna be dumb. That's my job. You're not allowed to be dumb. Rails being directional is always super fun. Like that. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna have walls right here. Walls on top of the hoppers, and then we're simply going to push the carts into these, and then hopefully that'll be fine. Well, I guess this one's not going to be covering 2 chests. Interesting. But all the rest of these will. So if we put a hopper mine cart right there, that should cover both of this chest. So if I put items in there, they're not going to get picked up. I guess it's just backwards. I mean, it's clearly underneath there. What is happening? Okay, we might need to flip this around. Yeah, so it's going to pick up that one, and then let me guess. Not that one either? Okay, cool. So it's just completely not how you would expect it to be. There's also the bug where, like, the collection area hitbox is just completely off-center for hopper minecarts, and it also makes things like this really fun. Okay, so we can do it like this. So now, if we put those in there, still not gonna... Why? Why? What's happening? What you doing? Maybe we do fence. Do fence. How about that? Push it way over. It's still not gonna work. There's literally no reason why. I can physically see that you're like all the way underneath the. There's like. What? Obviously, it's gonna work for that one. It is directional. I think it's either northwest or it's southeast. It's always one of those two. But like either way, you would think that it would like pick up items out of that chest. Okay. So what's the glass pane? Glass pane to the rescue. Whoop. Still no, you're halfway underneath the chest. Still no? Okay. Still no? Okay, well, that doesn't even count because you just dropped all the items everywhere. It doesn't make literally any sense. I was thinking maybe because it's like an inventory, maybe it only reads from like one inventory at a time. But alas... Yeah, so we have the 15 hoppers at the top here. These are all the main collection ones. Each one of these moves 9,000 items an hour. But then we have to split and divide those items into 4 equal amounts. Because we need to have 4 different item inputs to the farm, basically. I mean, we might be able to get away with 2. But I think that the top 3 farms consume so much bone meal that, like, unless you really stocked them all up, then the bottom 3 would just run out, right? But at some point, the top 3 are always going to get filled up. So maybe we only need to split them 2 ways. But I'm really just, like, confused and dazed and bamboozled about why that's being dumb. I mean, I know why it's being dumb, but, like, you know, you still like to have hope sometimes. Occasionally. Not even on that one? Is it really just like... Does it really just not? That's so confusing. I guess you can't use hopper minecarts. I had so much hope in you. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the hoppers, not... You're supposed to destroy the jank, not join it. Okay. So, I mean, that's just clearly not going to work then. Yeah, so we'll just go back to the idea of splitting this 2 ways. And then we ears started ringing. Someone's talking about me. So yeah, we'll just split it 2 ways, and then we'll put it into like some hopper clocks or some auto droppers rather. By using barrels. So these should be sideways if we're gonna do that. Okay, that'll do it. Sorry. My ears are still ringing, dang. That's why I think I might be starting to get tinnitus. Getting old over here, playing too much Minecraft. Yes, that's gonna have 9,000 going in, and then we need 2 hoppers underneath it to split it, so that's why we're doing it this way. So each one of these, so that's 9,000 in. Here, let's get a sign. I'm a visual learner. So 9,000 in, and then this is going to go ahead and splitty. So now that's 4.5 out, and then we take that. So now that's got, well, that one's only got 1 hopper going into it, but we can ignore that one. So now that's going to have 9,000 going in. So now this also needs an auto dropper on it. So those are full of diamonds. Full of diamond blocks. I was hacking, don't worry. Can I get a dispenser? Thank you. What is this nonsense? I don't know. I was cooking something over there, but I forget what it was. That's why I gotta start putting signs on things in this world. I come back to stuff months later, I'm like, what in the name of tarnation? Yeah, so now we need just basically an entire array of these dudes. Kicking out some items, so that's gonna be 4.5 there. We're gonna have these. Probably just on a single comparator clock. Something like this. So we'll just power like this redstone line up here. And power all of these. And then I think same deal for this side, right? So hopper, 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 hopper. And then hopper, 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 hopper. And dropper, 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 dropper. Dropper, dropper, dropper. And some of these placed right, some of them didn't. And then we'll just have like a water stream, right? So hopefully that'll be enough. Let's run this over the top. So we can have our comparator clock like somewhere in the middle even. That would more evenly power all these guys. So I think this will work fine. Let's move that so it's consistent at least. First one's special. It gets its own little chest. The other one's got a share. You know, it's the favorite child. Don't worry about it. And then, let's see, you know what? I'm curious. Can we just do like a straight up observer clock right here? Would that be easiest? Because then that would super easily power all of that. And then these would be going into their own water streams. Kind of like this. And then one of these would go to left side of farm, and one of them would go to right side of farm. And I think that'll work. It's not tinnitus, it's the crunching of composters that I'm hearing. Ah, yes, thank you. I was getting concerned. like my body. It's failing me. Oop, that's the wrong. We all know my mental faculties are starting to go, but everything else is too. Dang it. Let's see. We'll just do that, I guess. Just all the clicking that I'm hearing. Nero, welcome in. How you doing? I think that was supposed to be there. No. Okay, so now we just need to throw in like 133,000 items. And we'll be fine. So, see, 133,000 bone meal. Let's divide that by 60. So, per minute. So, 2,200. That seems fine. Also, these are going to pick up 5 stacks each. But more importantly, I do need to know, is that hopper clock or observer clock actually fast enough to handle this? Is this going to get a backlog in it? I don't think so. Okay, so that's more than fast enough. Don't need more nonsense than that. Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad, honestly. Okay, so let's go ahead and get 2,000 items. We'll just fill up a chest real quick and kind of break that over here. So 2,000 items is going to be roughly half a chest, a little over half a chest, because these move, or a chest is 3,456 items, right? I just happen to know that off the top of my head. So we'll just put like 20-something stacks in there. That'll be roughly 2,000 items. And then we'll see how this distributes. Let's make it an even 4 rows, actually. That way we can more easily determine at the end of this if it's distributed the items evenly. Okay, some of those are going to get stuck in there. That's actually fine. None of them made it to the end, so that's good. We're losing a couple items over here. That's just my fault. Cover that up. So let's go ahead and turn this thing off real quick. And then we'll take a look at this and see which side has more. Hopefully neither. Frontiersman, welcome in. How you doing? Let's just break out that. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a good sign. Like, you know, 8.5 stacks right there. That's pretty solid, actually. I didn't expect to get that much that quickly. That's a really good sign, actually. So that was 8.5 stacks on that side. And then on this side, it is 8 and 47. Okay. So 8 and 47 versus 8 and... Is that 33? Yeah. I mean, I'll call that about even. Yeah, that seems perfectly reasonable to me. Oh, this side actually lost a whole bunch more. So there was 8 on that side, and then there was like 4 on this side. Maybe even 5. Okay, so it might be very close to perfectly even. Not too bad, actually. The Creeper Farm tutorial is on the YouTube channel. Just add Silent Whisper on all platforms. That's where I be. Okay, so in theory, both sides of this should have, you know, an even split of all of these. You know, we could even set up a system where, like, these droppers are actually locked if they don't have anything in them. Not sure exactly how you'd set that up. I think you would have to have the hopper be above them. So it would probably just be like, because then they wouldn't be extra clicking. So I think you would just do it like this. Yeah, the hopper would have to be above it. So this wouldn't actually do anything. It would just stop it from clicking. And that would be perfectly reasonable. Time trapdoors. Well, the flow of bone meal in is not going to be consistent, is why. And also, oh man, these guys are pushing around my boats! These were very finely, precisely, predominantly placed boats. How did you guys get into every single boat? Okay, let's go ahead and pick up all these items. That shouldn't be more than like 2 stacks. Or 2 rows. Okay, it was. I lied. So 2 rows and 24. And the side is slightly less than 2 rows. You would also need to have some items right there. You'd also need to have a system to detect when to turn on the system, right? What's on top of the flower farm? Ooh. Now I was gonna hide it underground. Yeah, what do you guys think? Should we include these ones? Maybe we'll build it in such a way. Oh wait, no, hold up. Yeah, no, so if the we're powering these from above. Let's see. I don't think there's really a way to do. Let's turn this off. This sounds really annoying. I just get used to things like that. See, now that powers the hopper, which is not what you want. And also, this would be your water stream right here. So this would be your main. Yeah, okay. I don't think there's really a good way to make that work. Because you want to power it from above. What? Okay, apparently not. Never mind. I take it back. Not powering it from above. So what's happening is this is getting 9,000 items an hour. It's putting it into this chest. So half of the items will go this way, and half of them will go this way. And then we're just using a chest right here because, that would save you some hoppers. So this is 4. You might be able to get away with not having it, actually. No, I think you make a good point. Because if this is 4 and this is 4, that could be 9. And then dropper, right? No, 9, 4, 4. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Wow, look at that. Okay. So that really only saves us like a hopper, but it saves us some chests at least. Okay, that's great. Yeah, good call out. Sometimes it just takes someone being like, hey, you're dumb, for me to realize, oh, yeah, you're right, thanks. I forgot about that. And then this one's just going to have one be like that. Yeah, so that would actually work. And then we just go ahead and put it up like this. And then we can still use our observer clock even. 1,000 items go in. Yeah, so this is assuming that we do not need to split it 4 ways. If we need to split it 4 ways, then all bets are off with this particular cheap design. Because then we would need to actually do a little bit more complicated. We do a little bit more complicated, if that's the case. Yeah, so it would be like this. And then, I would just make these like some regular blocks. And then we like to be able to see into our water streams. Because I don't know. It just seems fun. Don't question it. Sometimes you just got to go with it. Okay. And then we need to fix all the hoppers too. That goes there. That one goes right there. Perfect. Yes, let's try that out. Just to see what happens. And then we'll leave the other side up for now, because we don't really need to modify that. And this world. We know that this should work. Make a smarticle. Sometimes. It's, you know, it's a 1 out of 10 chance. Depends on if you get a nat 20 or not. I guess that'd be a 1 in 20 chance. Also, that was not enough bone meal for it to really fill up all the way. Fill it up even more. Let's go. And then, you know what? We'll just do something like this. Aha! That should do it. Yeah, so some of these are going to land in there. That's just because we're kind of delivering them in a weird way. We can line up the items on the edges, and very likely they will get lined up on the edges anyway. Some line's going to unlock the hoppers on top. Nope. It won't. It's not redirected. It has to be pointing into the hoppers. It can go right next to it just fine. So all of these are just fine. Our hoppers are at this layer and this layer, so they're above and below the redstone line. So we're totally good. Good looking out, though. That might have contaminated our results. No, they're contained. Okay. They're covered up. Right, well, I guess we'll let this go for... Okay, well, we're not going to let it go for a second. We're not going to let it go. We're going to hold the grudge. Let's just turn it off, and then we'll see how many items we actually had in there. So let's just get a new chest. Those are empty. Throw away the inventory, and then what do we get? Wow, lots. That's pretty quick. That's good. So 2 rows, 4 stacks, and 37. This side is 2 rows, a stack, and 32. Interesting. I don't know why it would be different. It shouldn't be any different. Unless there was just more bone meal on the left side at one point. We did break out some chests and some hoppers, so there's a chance that this one had a little bit more of a stockpile in it. That could explain some of it. Yeah, see, this one's got some bone meal going down in it, so that could explain the discrepancy. But otherwise, like, in theory, it's all identical. Okay, so now we just need to go build this on the server. This absolute monstrosity that it is. Okay, let's do it. Sometimes you just need to turn on the Mario accent. Makes everything more interesting. Okay, where are we at? Why am I expecting different rates? I'm not expecting different rates, but I'm testing to make sure. Because Bedrock, essentially. That is my response, and I'm sticking to it. Can't really go wrong with extra testing, in my experience. Both sides are running on Bedrock, so yeah, see, exactly. Hygiene gets it. Hygiene gets it. It's my really efficient honey farm design. You guys like it? So much honey. So wow. Look at 6 entire blocks, guys. That's crazy. You have trouble finding reasons to keep going after you get full netherite and beat the dragon? Any suggestions? I always just try some new things. You know, there's so much to do in this game. You may as well go out of your comfort zone a little bit. Maybe you could try collecting a whole bunch of the rare items, like all the armor trims, or you could try building something new that you've never built before, or maybe you just go adventuring and see what happens. You have to wake up in 5 hours, dang, why are you here? Go to bed. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Okay, let's build the zigzags. The zigzags are nice. The zigzags are easy. We believe in zigzags. Those are gonna take the items from one layer to another. They've so far they've never let us down. They've never run around and they've never deserted us. So we do believe in the zigzag. So basically, we're going to rebuild the zigzags essentially how we had them before. So we're going to have a bubble elevator go up. It's going to go over. Items will fall down. Boom, 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 all the way down. But at the third layer, so this one right here, we're going to have another item input. So like another bubble elevator, which is actually something we haven't planned for in our placement of glazed terracotta. We should think about that real quick. Can we just have 2 bubble columns right next to each other? Is that allowed? I think we can do that. Run in the items right here. Boom. They go up, they run over. Run in the items right here. They go up, they go over. That would work. Okay. Boom! Double bubbles! Double bubble trouble! This is great. Double bubble trouble. It's fun to say, man. Try saying it. You won't. You're too afraid. I know it. You're too afraid to just yell, double bubble trouble. See, this is why you come to the streams. We do weird things. I'm not afraid to go where others have never gone before. So one will get 2 times the number of items? No. So this one goes up, it goes over, it delivers items to those 3. If there happens to be leftover, then it'll go down. But otherwise... Oh, wait. No, we're not doing the quad split, are we? We're not doing the quad split! I forgot about that. We're just doing the double split. So we're just going to have the bubble in the back. Okay, we're going to build the bubble at the back first. That way we don't need to change it later. We're just gonna preempt that problem. Look at that. I'm learning, guys. Also, I just realized that's a diamond right there. Does anyone ever decorate with this? Can you have the diamond like normal? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's like an actual diamond. You put that in like your storage room or something. Boom. Fancy. Got that bling. Sidecraft type players for Bedrock edition. There's the Amalex people. Not a ton of them make like the videos though. I mean, they make the occasional like showcase, right? But it's not like what El Mango did. Okay, well let's go build some stuff. Why are there so many of you guys? Can you just go extinct, please? Thank you. Make me break my redstone. Nobody likes them. I really do need a way to like just turn them off. Turn it off. You're eating my grass. You're affecting the rates of my 2 million flowers an hour. Get out of here. How much of that not afraid to yell comes from me being in a soundproof office? It's not that soundproofed. I'm sure the neighbors have thoughts. I would like it to be more soundproofed. Genuinely. If a bomb could go off outside and I wouldn't notice, that would be great. Because right now there's traffic and there's trucks and there's lawnmowers and dogs and people and honking and kids next door playing around and trying to make Minecraft videos here. Nobody respects it. Why do I need so many flowers? We're composting them all. We've decided to kill all the flowers, actually. How do you not get bored? Again, I just keep trying new things. Like, this is something I've never done before. I don't know what I'm doing. We're figuring it out as we go. And if you keep trying new things, like, you're not really going to get bored, right? How are you going to get bored of something you've never done before? Until you've done it, you don't know if you're going to get bored of it. Okay, so we're going to get more walls. More walls. That could be concrete. So could that, but we're not going to rip that out for now. Just leave it. Where's my ice? Add up some ice. And then jump on down. Keep on going. Okay, so this is perfect. Yeah, so the water... Oh, no, it's not perfect. Bubble column would have to come in from the other side. From that side. You can all tell I've not done this before. That's great. That's good. I want you guys to think that I know what I'm doing. Giving you guys a false sense of hope over here. That's funny. You have my giggle of approval. Build your tower. Oh yeah, that happens sometimes. Why'd you rebuild it? Burn it down. Let's see. Okay, so N goes down, goes down, goes down. Yeah, so if we wanted the more items to come in, they would have to come in from this side. So my idea of having double bubble trouble would not work. But we could do double bubble. Right. I think we'd have to... Yeah, we'd have to move it out to here. Double bubble trouble right there. See, no, I want to move it in. I would like to move it in, so it's like this. Oh, man. Now we're touching the gold farm. That's not good. Not good at all. Yeah, see, we would like block this little thing if it was right there. Well, technically, it just needs to go up to here. So, I mean, you could just like jump over it. Yeah, this is the highest it would need to go. So technically, that would work. Okay. We're getting too far ahead of ourselves. We gotta get on down. Every time you're bored, you just go build some farms. I mean, that's what I do. It's worked out pretty well for me. That's great. Glad you enjoy the builds. Oh, I missed it. And on the final layer, too. Somehow I landed right here, though. This looks awkward. Kind of a cool, like, pose, though, isn't it? Not too bad. I think this might be the stream thumbnail. There we go. Oh, I guess we already have stream thumbnails. Yeah, I don't need to take pictures of the streams anymore to do the thumbnails, because I have to make the thumbnails before the stream happens. Which means I have to know what's happening on the stream before I stream, which is really annoying. It's like, oh, I have to actually have a plan. How rude. I guess we're, Let's get rid of that. That's not doing anything. Do anything for no one? Yeah, so it's going to drop down right here. And then that's going to be the bone meal output. Okay, so goes over, goes down. Let's make sure these are all lined up. Drops down, goes over, drops down, and then, yep, that one's going to go over by a block. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. So now we just need to do that for the other side. No big deal. I don't know this word. A plan? Is that thing that, like, never goes according to how it should? I mean, why make a plan if it never works out anyway, right? No, I mean, I pretty much always know what I'm gonna do. Just a matter of, like, how much can we actually get done in the course of the stream. Oh, wow, this is really not that much bone meal on these things. We better stock these things up. This side's got a lot more space to fill in. For you want to build a creeper farm, 133 stacks of buttons. That's a lot of smelting. You need a bamboo farm and an auto smelter first. Fair enough. You can use any type of button that you want. It's like stone would work. Or like bamboo, or really anything that you wanted, right? It doesn't have to be any particular type of button. I think I might have used bamboo in the video. I'm not sure what I used in the video, but it was something that you're not locked into material type. So like all slabs are made equal, right? You're never like having to use a quartz slab for something just because that's what I used in the video. All slabs and all solid blocks are basically the same except for glazed terracotta. You gotta use glazed terracotta. If I use glazed terracotta, that's the one thing. Even on that like video I made like 6-7 years ago about the flying machine for the melon and pumpkin farm, or the bamboo farm, people are like, do I have to use glazed terracotta? Yes, gotta use glazed terracotta. It's mandatory. Yeah, okay, that'll line up. Gotta use it because it doesn't stick to slime. It only gets pushed, not pulled. What would I do if the world exploded right now? I think I would die. Yeah, I think that's generally how that would work out for me. A better question is, what would you do if the world was going to explode tomorrow? See, now that gives you some leeway to actually go do some things, right? But you didn't ask that question. You asked, what would I do if the world just exploded and everybody died? It's like, well, it's just like, you're dead. Poof. You would intervene. I mean, if the entire planet is about to explode, I don't think there's much you can really do about it, my guy. It's probably out of your control. Unless you're the Terminator, in which case, hey, maybe you could try. There's a chance. There's a chance. So is that going to be a problem? Probably. Is it a big enough problem for me to worry about? Maybe. It depends if it, like, floods over. It can't go a block over that way. Can we raise it up by a block? We might. No. No, we can't. Can we lower it down? We could lower it. We could lower it down. But then how would you power the torch? The Mega Tree Farm works good for you? That's good. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that Spruce Tree Farm worked out. Pretty big build, but mostly did it myself. I think I got some help from, I think it was Zolson for that one. Just on like a couple of the piston walls. Yeah, it might not be a problem. We could also have a water source like right here, but like if this is waterlogged, then it's not going to conduct redstone. Because I don't think there's anything that's waterloggable that conducts redstone, right? Unless maybe like a copper grate or something. Yeah, the World Eater is complicated though. That one's definitely, there's definitely a lot of room for error in the World Eater. Can I just break that? Hey, look at that. I can just break that. Yeah, so I'm hoping that that's not a problem. I mean, if it's got like 5 stacks, or if it's not got 5 stacks in it, then it'll be fine. But it should have 5 stacks in it, and then... Yeah. Oh, we need to put in the target blocks. Yeah, the target blocks need to go... underneath the... No. They would have to go a block out. Okay, so if we put a hopper... Like, if we replace that with a hopper pointing into this, then we can have a target block underneath this, and then it would only stockpile 5 stacks instead of the full 90. Yeah, that's just me thinking, though. Thinking we'll have to come back to that later, maybe. Find out. Okay, this is going to have water in it, so we're going to replace these side blocks with something non-mineable, like this. Always a good idea to put some warning signs on your water. Don't want people drinking that. That'd be nasty. How much bone meal's gone through this? Not soup. Not soup. Oh, is that the last one? It ended off on this side. Is that how the other one ended off? Yeah, okay. Okay, so okay, we're fine then. Only one of them was having a mild issue like that. And let's go ahead and grab our extra hoppers and the target blocks. Or not. I guess we'll just live down here now. We need like 12 of those target blocks. Let's grab 50. Yeah, these aren't even going to be on, though. Only this side's going to be on. Well, I mean, it's better than nothing, though, isn't it? Yeah, there's no point in even putting target blocks on the side. I join most things that I get invited to. I like playing with people and stuff. Depends on, you know, the time though. Right, so it's gonna be this one right here. Okay, let's go install the bubbles, I suppose. Yeah, I guess we'll skip the hoppers and target blocks, shall we? Those don't seem necessary. At this time, maybe we'll find time to fit them to the schedule later on. We'll use all the target blocks at some point, just not for that one right there. our kelp, we got our ice. We need more of the temporary blocks as well. Let's go grab some of those. We're working on the giant flower farm that produces just an absurd number of flowers. And we're trying to figure out how to bone meal all those. But we figured out how to bone meal them. And now we're figuring out how to restock the farms with bone meal. You gotta spend bone meal to make bone meal. It's a bone meal, eat bone meal kind of world out there. I've said bone meal so many times I don't even know what it means. Is this where it's going? Seems good to me. Yeah, that'll be fine. So we can send in items from this way. We'll just make like a little intersection right there. I don't think I really need to replace that wall. It's not gonna flood anything if I do break it, so I think we're good. And now just all glass going up, I suppose. Chance, welcome in. We're designing item distribution systems. Well, we've technically designed it at this point. Right now we are just working on actually building it up. Okay, let's get in this, and then that, and that, and then kelp. Yeah, that might work, Hygiene. For that one little repeater area thingy over there. We could do that. That would probably be the way to do it. Because the repeater was right next to the hopper, right? Or was it a block beyond? No, it was right next to it. Yeah, no, that would work. You're fine. Yeah, that's right. That is indeed the typical solution to that kind of situation. It doesn't matter that the water source is beyond... Oh, this is all going in my farm. Doesn't matter if the water source is beyond the chunk border, because it'll still be flowing. Should end up in here. Is that it? 44? Yeah, okay, 44. Okay, well, now we just gotta go build up the other one. Should be lined up with that, yep. And then we've already fixed this right here, mostly. That repeater is gonna have items flood into it, probably. But we'll figure that out later. Yeah, see, the water's going to flood into there. So we're going to want to bring in the items from the side. So they're like this. Because the items are flowing up against this wall, then they're definitely going to get lost on that repeater. But if they're like... We're going to have to line them up on this wall. Or like in the middle. Yeah, okay, so we can run a water source into a fence gate, line them up in the middle of the stream, and then send them in from the side, and then they'll go right up the middle, and then we won't have to worry about that. While we're down here, let's go ahead and fix this. Boop. A little bit of water source there. Oh no, then we have another repeater right there. Another repeater! How about that? When in doubt, multiple repeaters. Multiple waterlogged repeaters, because why not? I don't know, man. So right now we're building a system to distribute all of the bone meal from our bone meal production unit. And that's going to send all the bone meal back into the farm. And that way, the farm can keep running for as long as we want. Self-sufficiently. We won't have to do anything about it. And then eventually we're going to get a profit of bone meal. Now the items end up right there. What? It just deleted my... Nope, never mind. That bug's still around. Yeah, we can just have it right there. That's fine. Because the items are going to fall down right here anyway, so they're never going to have a chance to, like, go over there. Yeah, they will fall down in this corner, though. Let's put a block right there, and then hopefully they don't land on that piston. Let's, you know what? Let's push this water source back a block. There we go. Okay, that'll solve it. Yeah, so now it's just going straight across. Okay, no more problems there. And now we get out of here. Before I find more problems that need more janky solutions. The top 1% of problems are getting 99% of the bad solutions over here. You had a charge creeper spawn behind your storage system area today. Now he's named Harry because of the lightning. Jeez, that's kind of fun. Yeah, they're actually kind of common on Bedrock Edition. All things considered, because of a couple reasons. So mobs are just a lot closer to you, right? They're always within 24 to 44 blocks, right? Unless you're playing on a higher sim, but you're probably not. And then it's always raining and lightning on this game, so you just kind of have a better chance of getting one, right? Out of glass? Oh, I'm out of glass. Okay. I have a crafting table over here? What is this nonsense? Yeah, so we're kind of going beyond the bounds of the farm at this point, but, well, that's just kind of gonna have to be dealt with. What can you do? What's the best pre-nether farm to make? Iron farm. All the way. All the way. Iron farm, trading hall, guardian farm, raid farm, cobblestone farm, pumpkin pie farm. Oh! We forgot a block. Oh, no! Well, that's why you don't build your base out of carpet. Don't build your base out of water-soluble materials. We have an extra redstone. Where did it come from? Uh-oh. It flowed this way. If it went that way, there's nothing it could get at. Unless it went down right here. No? Where does it go? Where did it come from? Hold up. We gotta figure this out. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, yeah, it came from the flower farm, but like, where? Shouldn't, no, there's no redstone dust down here. It was like right in this area, so. There's a song in there somewhere. There is. Interesting. That is a problem. I'm gonna have to let you guys figure that out. On the grass block? I didn't see any missing though, because the main, like, stuff was all there. It seemed like it was all good. Yeah, it was all fine. Middle layer, maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna have to pillar up there and take a look. Take a look at something. Pillar up, see if anything's missing. I don't think there is, though. Because it would have been one of the main redstone lines that's powering the piston lines. So unless we had an extra redstone dust in there somehow, then I don't see where it would have come from. But it's concerning that it's missing, and I don't know. Because this farm's not like the simplest thing to fix. We have grass available for like 2 seconds, and the sheep is like, I see an opportunity here. It's free real estate. Okay, so let's pillar up. So we have a full redstone line right there. Yeah, that's powering that. There's no other redstone on this entire side of the build besides like these 3. It didn't come from down there because water couldn't have gotten down there, and also the redstone was like up here. All of this redstone is still here. There's the 3 and then the 1 redstone line, and that's literally it from here. There's no more redstone on this entire side. This is like the empty side of the build. All of this redstone is here. I mean, maybe there was a redstone dust right there, but I don't see how the water would have flown down to hit that. If there was, that shouldn't have been there. And then if it was up here, same situation. Maybe it was like right there, but I don't see why that would have been there. Wouldn't have done anything. So it must have been right there because the water spilled out right here. It went that way and then it like flowed over and down. Yeah, so maybe that's where it was. Run to see what's working. I don't want to. I mean, in theory, it's all fine, right? I mean, it didn't go crazy anywhere. Oh, the water turned off the pistons. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. The water did turn off the pistons. Hmm. Well, that wouldn't have changed it. Hi. How you doing, bud? That wouldn't have changed anything there. Don't think it would have changed anything on this one either. Shouldn't have. They're identical. Yeah, it shouldn't have. Yeah. I see no reason. The lamps are still on, so it didn't break that. Okay, we must have just had an extra redstone in there. Maybe you guys can go check back earlier in the stream and see if that's where it was. Yeah, concerning. Concerning nonetheless. We'll just keep that in the box. The box of concern. The box of concerned frog. Can we get some concerned frogs in the chat? I'm pretty sure we have that emote. It really is a passive mob farm, yeah. We got to, I realized that we could actually have a passive animal farm in these chunks right here. They're far enough away from the wolf farm. Yeah, we really got to get a roof over this thing. Yeah, there's the concerned frog. Okay, so what are we doing? Stuff and things? Things and stuff? Right, we have to install the actual soul sand down there. Let's throw ourselves down this hole real quick. Yeah, so we're gonna have... I don't think we can go beyond this. I think we're gonna go this way with it. Yeah, let's have our bone meal input stream. So the bone meal actually drops down. Where's the bone meal drop down? Let's figure that out first. The bone meal drops down right here. Convenient. Right where the flowers go. So we will just siphon that off the top. I make on my farms without a guide? Without a guide? I design like 95% of them. I do a couple showcases or collabs with other people. But yes? Question mark? Did I flood anything? Okay, good. So this is gonna go out. Oh, right, yeah, no, so we need to go... We need to do the item distribution system. Let's assume that the items go this way, because this is a fairly big build. So we're gonna take the items out over here. Doop, just like that. So, a piece of water, and then it goes that away. I am the guide. Yes. Just imagine that in a Palpatine voice. Like, I am the Senate. Okay, so then it's going to go around that way. So then we're going to have two water streams, one on left, one on right. So the right one... Okay, yeah, hold up. Hold up, let me cook! Let me cook! I have decided to cook. Real quick. It's a slow cook, but we'll get there. Okay, so we're going to have something like this. Break all these out. So we'll have a little bit of an intersection right here. So these items will still go across that way. Those are the actual flowers coming out of the build. This is going to be bone meal going up to the build. Oh, I made sure to block off the flower farm, right? Or the bone meal compost cube. I might have to go check those hoppers. I'm sure some things have landed in there by now. Okay, yeah, so we'll have one water stream coming out roughly somewhere over here, allegedly. And then the other one's going to pop out somewhere over here. Exact location to be determined. Let's say that it's... We could send it right here. This would be fine. Yeah, we can send it right here. We do need to think about item filters. So it's going to be like hopper, comparator, redstone, redstone. Okay, so we should have enough room for that. This is where our next bubble elevator is. Is this the right level? 49? Should be on top of the ice? Yes. We're cooking up a flower farm. It's been like 5 streams in the making, but it's happening. It takes a while. You know, big farms take a long time. Big farm strong. Big farm need time. Big farm slow cook. That's my simplified explanation of why I'm slow. And you'll just have to accept it. I'm missing a kelp. This is actually unacceptable. Literally unplayable. Maybe I should make a passive mob switch over here. Jeez. Guys are just spawning all over. This is like the only place that they can spawn within forever, because there's only this tiny little bit of grass out here that's within range as well. So everything just wants to be up here. Xander, welcome in. Okay. Goes there. Okay, and then that'll reach. Perfect. Perfectly spaced. Love it. We still have this bubble elevator in place. I don't think we're going to use that right here. Longer if I redesign it. Listen. Yes. Oh, no, you know what? We will. So these are going to be our item sorters, or our item filters, rather. Those are going to shoot some items downwards. So we're going to go down, probably have another water stream, like, directly underneath this one. And then it's going to run up into this bubble elevator, but it's not going to be at this height. That bubble is going to be much lower. Maybe, like, 5 blocks. But much lower. A lot of water streams down here, isn't there? Oh, haste. How I've missed you. Wait a second. Oh, wait, no, that's the item input. This might actually need to be raised up. I'm not sure where exactly that's going. And now we need to build the actual distribution system as well. So I kind of need to go back to creative real quick and look how I have that built. Maybe. You think I can remember how to build it off the top of my head? Yeah, let's find out. What's the worst thing to happen? We built it wrong and we got to rebuild it? That would never happen. that would never happen. You know what? Now that I mentioned it, we might want to actually go check that. Glad you like the raid farm, Eugene. Okay, so this is gonna go out by a ways. Because it's like 15 blocks. It's 16 blocks long, actually. It's 15 hoppers. We didn't decide on how we're going to do, like, the detection method for, if there's still, like, bone meal in the droppers or hoppers. We built something that's never happened before. Never. That's been the plague of me this entire season. It's plagued, like, all of our builds. It's not for lack of, like, planning or trying either. It's just like, well, you know, there's issues or there's better ways to do things. That's really my problem, is I can't just let something sit and be good. I have to upgrade it. That's really my problem. I just want more. I want to better. I want to gooder. But the iron farms, we did legitimately have some issues with those. Those were a problem. We had that original temporary gold farm. We kind of just needed that because, you know, we needed some experience to actually mine out this entire base. So that was always planned to be temporary. Please. The iron farm still works. It's just that stacking villages is a really big pain. Genuinely problematic. It's one of the most advanced farms on the channel. It's a mega build. So you know, consider that when you're trying to build it. It's not for your everyday use. And also, if we're being for reals, do you need that much iron? I got 4 iron farms and I'm drowning in iron. And I just made like 400 hoppers because of this stupid thing over here. So, you know, think about it. We only have 1 dropper? Wow, that's not gonna fly. Mostly because it's not aerodynamic, but also because I didn't throw it hard enough. Let's see. Yeah, we need more droppers. That's all I can say about that. So bad. I think it's like 9 stacks. Did they break witch farms? They did not. Trust me, as soon as they break something big on Bedrock Edition, I'm gonna make a video about it, complaining about it. That is one thing you can count on for sure. Like, if they break witch farms, I'm gonna be like, Mojang broke witch farms! And you know that this is true because I've done it before. See, I got videos like Mojang broke raid farms, or Mojang broke creeper farm, which they did actually do once. It's a legit phenomenon. I just can't help but clickbait. It's just the YouTube has been ingrained into me so thoroughly that I can't just let a problem be a problem. I gotta capitalize. Gotta get the views now. But yeah, I mean, like I'm gonna let you guys know if something goes down. If something's going down in the chat, I'm gonna let you know. So I mean, we could just start this thing right here, can't we? Oh, I guess we should probably. I haven't recorded anything this entire stream. It's been 3 hours of Minecrafting, and just like nothing is productive has been recorded for the YouTubes. That's fine. You know, who needs to make YouTube videos? It's fine. Is this... Wait, hold up. Hold up. Hopper? Chest. Okay, it needs to go up by a block. Yeah, because we want the droppers to be... Let's build it back. Let's build it backwards. Building it backwards is good. So, dropper, hoppers, chest, hopper. Yeah, so it's got to be 1 block higher. Oh, welcome in. You have a basic 20 villager iron farm is too much iron? Yeah, I mean, unless you're like really, really using a lot of iron for a lot of projects, a single village iron farm is really going to be enough for like, I feel like most people. And that's why I think it's a good idea to also capitalize on that build and make it a trading hall. That way you can get like some more actual use out of it. It's like chances are you're not really gonna get that much use out of like all of the iron, right? You're probably gonna have quite a bit left over in chests or just storage, right? Especially if you have it built in an area where it's constantly loaded. Like you're just gonna be getting so much, right? It's good to get maximum productivity out of it. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, this has got to go out. This one's going to be a little bit longer. Oh, you know what? We might need another repeater in there. How much is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, we need to align these items. Or wait, no, they're already going to be aligned. Yeah, wait, hold up. Hold up. We got to make sure they're aligned. Otherwise, they're going to fall down the hoppers. Where are the items coming out? The items are coming out this one right here. So they're going to run into this wall and be aligned on left edge. Okay, that's good. We don't need to bother aligning them because they already do that naturally. And then they're going to fall down and still be on left edge. So they're going to be riding right over the edge of the hoppers here, which is good. Because if they're riding over this edge, they can't fall down in there. If they were in the middle of the stream, then they would fall down into this little thing. You see how I went down a little bit? Yeah, see the items get stuck in there. It's really hard to get in there, but the items are a lot smaller than me, so they fit in there a lot easier. Yeah. It's kind of annoying that the little pocket is right there. That little divot. I don't know. I've never seen it be useful for anything literally ever. But it's super annoying sometimes. So that's what it is. We need 15 hoppers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? That might actually just work. Because I think the water's going to run out on the last one, and it'll just push it all into that bottom. And then if we have bone meal filling up this one, then, like, obviously we are overproducing. But I think we shouldn't get to that point. Realistically, if we're being for realsies, items are probably not going to get past, like, this point. This thing is intended to be a little bit overbuilt. It's good to overbuild your infrastructure just a little bit. Give yourself some leeway. Because if you underbuild it and you miscount something or you undo your math, because, you know, it's pretty common to undo your math, then you will have a backlog, and that can cause a giant pileup of items and lag and all kinds of stuff. Oh, also, yeah, you can trade your extra iron to villagers. That's not a bad use for iron. It's a pretty easy thing to get a lot of. And then it's like just a couple of iron per emerald, so like pretty good pretty good way of doing it. So fill that in. Don't want any gaps in the ceiling. It's gotta be looking really nice down here. Also, man, where's my haste at? I'll have to get some haste up in here. I know we're like right on the edge of the beacon. We had some haste over here. Building out of iron blocks. That's definitely a very Tango Tech style flex. Love to see it. Not something I've ever done, but we certainly could in this base. I think right now we have like a double chest and a half of iron blocks. So quite a few. It's more than I will use. That's for sure. Maybe we should trade it to villagers. Building of anvils. Yeah, anvils is a good one too. Why not, right? Build a house out of anvils. Okay, let's fill in more of these gaps. Okay, that should be this entire thing done. Or at least set up, anyway. And then it's not going to matter if excess items land into these hoppers, because then they're just going to get distributed, and then they're going to go up to the flower farm, and they're just going to get shot out and despawn. So it doesn't really matter if there's like stone or whatever in here. Yeah, see, there is a bunch of stone. Gee, it's almost like I knew that was going to be a problem. Let's also count these again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool. We gotta get a little bit closer to this left water stream. Probably gonna have to move that in quite a bit. And then droppers. So yeah, it's 9,000. That's gonna be 2 to 2 to 2. 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 1 right there. Okay, and then we'll just mine out this little area in here so we can access it all. Giant anvil made of anvils. Why not? I mean, if you got the flexing power, you choose how you use it. You can flex to your heart's desire at that rate. You want to build a giant anvil made out of even... Wait. If you want to build a giant anvil constructed out of smaller anvils, which are them themselves also built out of anvils, then you can do that. Okay. How do I even know what I'm doing? Because we mocked this up in creative earlier. And also, this is a pretty simple little circuit. It is... That's a lot of bees. This is something that I've never built before, though. Besides, like, 30 minutes ago. When we designed it. But yeah, it's never a problem that I've had to solve before, is distributing this many items evenly. And I'm hoping that we can get away with the double distribution. If we need to do the quad split, then we'll have to come back and redesign this and tear it down and rebuild it. Which is going to be unfortunate. But I think if we stockpile up the farms with, like, we fill in all the hoppers and the droppers and the dispensers just full of bone meal, we just completely stockpile them, then I think this should work fine. And if it doesn't, then we'll just, like, burn down the server. I don't know. Maybe something less... No, That seems like an appropriate response. I was gonna say that's a little bit overboard, but nah, I feel like it. Tell me this amount of items isn't gonna burn down the server anyway? This is a little bit interesting. So this is off by a block. Hmm. Interesting. Why would I put 2 hopper lines into each dropper? Seems like things can get backed up. No, so this hopper, 9,000 items per hour. This chest, 9,000 items. It has 2 hoppers underneath of it, which means that both of these are going to get 4,500 items an hour. Hoppers can move 9,000 items an hour. So that means that we can have 2 hoppers going into 1 dropper. Boom! Problem solved. There is no problem. For the problem was invented out of a small misunderstanding of how the system works. No big deal. See, we like those kinds of problems, because that means that we solved the problem without having to do anything. We do need to solve this problem over here, though. So, like, how are we going to get all these items into this area? It's like we can have a water source right here, and it's going to flow this way. And then the items are going to be on the corner. Now, we're facing south, so that would be east. So, I think the items would be fine. They might touch this water, but I don't think that's going to matter. They should still end up into the bubble elevator. Now, there's a small chance that they might end up on this, like, little ledge right here, depending on how we do things. If they have enough momentum, or what happens, what water source they touch. We could let it shoot across. You probably have some loss, though, and then if one item doesn't land in the water stream, there's, like, a block gap between the dropper and the water, then, like, one item can land there, and then that turn into a whole stack of items and despawn. And I'm looking for ice. We need more ice. And then, you know what? We need some more glass as well. And we also need regular ice. Bam! Look at all that. Can I not fly? Thank you. Oh, wow. The Elytra is really dying. Use these gold farms. Yeah, a dropper elevator would work, but it seems like it's unnecessary, right? If we can do something with water streams that doesn't require redstone, then we should try and do it that way. Because these are going to be a lot less laggy in the long run. Okay. And now we get to actually fill this thing in with water. Some more buttons. The amount of buttons I've made for this build is way more than I ever anticipated. That's why I've just been using stone buttons everywhere. Just always have buttons. So let's move this. Oh yeah, obviously that's not gonna work. We have to move it in closer anyway. So we're gonna have ourselves a water source. Oh hi, there goes my buttons. Let's get ourselves a water source right here. Hopefully this is fine. I think there's a small chance that items can land right here and despawn. But like, this should be fine. Let's try it out real quick. Yeah, okay, cool. We might need to redo this slightly. Because of these buttons right here. But hopefully that's all fine. We'll have to keep an eye on that, though. It's a potential problem there. Now, there is also the solution of having ourselves a water source right there and all of them kind of go in like an L shape, right? I think you'd have to make it like 3 blocks over though. It's like, imagine both of these has 2 water in front of it. So water source and then flowing water button. And then on the 4th block over would be a full water stream. That would also work. But that's of course a very large way of doing it. Now there are other ways to do it that are smaller. So we drop down the water stream and then we can have like a midstream repeating section that doesn't have any dry area. And with that, you would have it kind of drop down. So, no. So I think it'd be like this, then it drops down, and then it's like this. So the reason why you do that is the water flows across, and then stops. So we have like a button here. We have water flowing over. This might need to be longer. Water flowing over, and then water source, and then water flowing over. So it's like this. And then somewhere in here you have a slab or something. That way items don't fall on that button. It makes more sense than what I just described right there. It's going off memory, and I've only seen it once. I haven't built it. Why do I need 1 million followers? I mean, I don't need, but I want. I want. Because it'd be cool. Big number, go brrr. that's the real reason. I mean, we'll get there one day, right? It's just a matter of waiting. Matter of making videos and doing stuff. 2 stones short. Okay, and this is pretty much it. Okay, that stream is taking all the flowers and going that way because it's this stream right here. All the flowers come in, they go down, and then bone meal's coming back around this way. Okay, we should grab some tester bone meal, try this thing out, but also we need to get all the redstone in. We also need to get in a detection system and a sticky piston. That way we can actually automatically turn this thing on when it needs to. We stream 4 times a week, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Best way to see the streams is to follow the channel, or subscribe, or whatever the case may be, for whatever platform you're watching on. And then we also have the Stream Regular notifications and the Discord server, which are maybe a bit more reliable than the actual platform notifications, but you should still follow. Help us reach 1 million. And I got so many levers. Why do I have so many levers? Redstone, comparators, repeaters, sticky pistons, observers. Maybe some more redstone. And away we go. Oh, right, we didn't put the water up there, did we? Nor did we build ourselves a way in. Okay, so all the bone meal is going to drop down right here. We probably need to install a wall on this edge. This thing's going to be crazy to show off once it's actually done. Oh, is that going to flow far enough? Yeah, okay, so any items that don't go into this final one will just get pushed right over into here. And then that's it. Have a good night, Xander. Thanks for watching the stream. I always just say we because it's like a group effort between you guys and me and the stream, getting this stuff done right. But also we play on the Truly Bedrock server, which has a bunch of other content creators on here. So there's the we in that sense, but also it's just the we as in us. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just cute, you know. Right then, let's go ahead and get this put down a block lower. Okay, that looks like it's all good to go. I only have 3 glass left. That's not good enough. No extra redstone on that end? Okay. So how do we want to actually build the detection circuit for this thing? Because we're going to be powering this piston right here. Which we can't do through a block, so we have to do it manually, like directly. There's also... Ooh, let's go see if we can get a comparator off of one of these. Silent all the voices inside my head. Well, you know. Might be a little bit of that. Ooh. Nasty. Huh. I mean, I guess we could read from that chest. We could try. We should have figured this out first. How about we figure out a way to make this thing shut up? It's definitely very clicky. Okay, so how do I do? We could. That's a solution. Here we go. Solutions are being born. We'll have this go down, power that block, boom, and then we do a block right there, and then we do a comparator right here, haha. And now, that's as far ahead as I thought. We gotta make that power that, don't I? Well then, can we do this on the other side as well? Save ourselves a redstone. Might be a good idea. Give me some time to think about that. I guess we could do the really janky solution of just like running it down. And I don't know if that would really work though. Let's go get some more glass. Yeah, more redstone. Yeah. That would, I mean, that is a solution. I'm thinking we might have room in there for like a copper bulb or something. But, I don't know, probably not. Unless you put an observer with it. But at that point, why even bother? Okay. It's not doing janky. We might have to do a little bit janky. If I had moved this further away from here, then you could simply read from this chest. But the only real way to do that right now would be to go ahead and have a power block like that, and then you have to go like underneath this water stream, which like might also not be the worst case scenario. You would want it to power a redstone torch. That way you get like strong power out of it, not just a weak 1 signal strength. And then we probably want this to power like a comparator clock so that like even if this one gets emptied, like it still has enough strength in it to like clock out and then empty all these back ones. It would work. I'm thinking it might be easier over here though. No, I guess not. Well, yeah, that might be the easiest way to do it. Okay. Well, we still found a way to save ourselves 4 redstone dust. 4 entire redstone, guys. I mean, hey, take the wins where we can get it. Okay. Well, if this water stream wasn't right here, that'd be way more convenient, but alas, we've already kind of built all that. These things do take a lot longer when you have to actually design your solutions and come up with your builds in survival. That's why I do try to do a lot of my stuff in creative. A lot quicker. Okay, so we're going to go here. Get away from that water. We're going to go down. Let's get ourselves a couple of torches. Down. Now we're going to be underneath that. So now let's take a redstone here. So we'll double invert that just to get the signal downwards. And now here's a redstone line to block off, but I guess we could just move this piston over. That's possible. Now I done it. Oh, geez, now I done it. Let's just break half the build real quick. What's new? What's new? Okay, and then we just take this out of here. And then I was thinking a pulse extender might actually be a good idea. As I said moments ago. We got to get that other observer back in there. So this is going to... Let's send this into a 4-tick repeater. That way we're not like weirdly pulsing our pulse extender. And then let's do a 3... Where's my pickaxe gone? Thank you. Let's do a 3 comparator. That's quite long, isn't it? Let's do a 2 comparator. Yeah, 2 comparators should be fine. And then another repeater coming out of here. Keeps taking my tools off the hotbar when I pick blocks. Stop it. Okay. And now I can't walk down there. Well, that's to be expected when you do things like this. So that should be fine. So assuming that that chest gets any items in it, that's going to turn this on for an amount. I think this is maybe like a 10 or 15 second clock. And then that's going to extend our piston, which will push up the observer, activating the observer clock. And that'll fire all of our droppers for an amount of time. Let's go ahead and put these back together real quick. And then we'll have to let's go activate that piston real quick. Little button on that. Okay, and then let's try it. I didn't even see that turn on. That didn't last very long, did it? Yeah, let's make it a 4 comparator clock. That might have been a really short pulse. Interesting. This is going into a block as well, so it should last longer. Put 4 on there, so it stays on even longer. And then we can make this cheaper. Look at this. Boom! 1 redstone. Okay. Oh, that's got like a weird lighting glitch on it. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that'll work then. It might just be a visual bug with like vibrant visuals, or maybe it's just the new update. They all look like charge creepers. That's not good. There we go. That's a pretty good amount of time. Yeah, I feel like that'll work. Okay. Well, I think we're actually good at this point. Have a good night, Carson. Thanks for watching the stream tonight. I think we are good, aren't we? So, to recap the system, we have these guys. There's a lever right there that we don't need. We have these guys producing approximately 1.2 million flowers per hour because it's a lot of flowers. All those flowers go down, they go around, they go up and down and sideways, and then they go into our bubble elevator right here. They go out and over. They're going to go over, down, over, up, and then they're going to get composted over here. And then do we have any items coming here? Oh, we did it. Wow. Incredible job. So then they all get composted. All the items get shot out. We have 6 different auto droppers for that. All the items go down and around and over and under and through. And then they come out of this water stream. They get aligned on the left right here. They're going to go... This is all the bone meal, by the way. They're going to go past this hopper. All right, we need to fill in this small little thing to fill in. And then I guess we'll put a button in there. More buttons. So many buttons. They ever make it so that buttons get floated away by water, this whole base is going to explode. Also, Lucky, thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Hopefully you're doing well tonight. I don't know what currency that is. Either way, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Oh, there I go. And then, yeah, so all the bone is going to fall down. It's going to be aligned on this side so that it goes and gets pushed across. It's going to be lined up on these hoppers, just like in the compost farm. And then the items will get evenly distributed between left and right. And then right side is going to go up this bubble elevator. We'll call that bubble elevator number 1 for right now. Rupees? Oh, okay. I do like seeing all the different kinds of currencies that pop in. It's pretty interesting. You know, we got people from all over the world out here. It's crazy. But yeah, it doesn't, you know, matter to me. Thank you so much. Any amount is like, it's the thought that counts, right? Still nice of you. Either way. So this is going to go, all these items are going to go this way. Oh, wait, we didn't put a glass above this. Almost forgot about that. Let's see, this is why it's good to do a little loop around the build. So this is going to go into water stream number 2. All these items go this way. Run into this wall. Oh, no. Right, you know, we got to put a fence right here so they're not lined up on this side. And then they're going to go up bubble elevator number 2. Pretty sure we have a fence around here somewhere. So bubble elevator number 1 is going to distribute items to this side of the farm. Bubble elevator number 2 is going to distribute items to this side of the farm. And then we didn't set up any water streams for actually collecting excess bone meal. If we happen to have any. This thing's producing so much. I didn't think it would produce that much, but man, it's cranking out. Maybe it's because I've stood here for like 9 hours. Where was I going with that? So, where was I going with that? Oh, right, we gotta get a fence. That's right. That's where I was going. Gotta get a fence. That way we line up with those items in the middle of that stream. That way that one little water source going to the side up there on that repeater for the outer redstone line isn't a problem. And then we need to see about... Yeah, so we'll just put a fence gate right there. That's going to line up the items right in the middle. And then we should see this, yeah, go up the right. It's not going to pop into that little hole right there that you just saw. I think I just picked it up, actually. But we should have seen that go into here. And also, we need block there. You know what? Let's keep it exposed for now. We'll see items fly up. That'll be cool. Make the base feel more alive. A tutorial? We'll have a tutorial for some of this at some point. A comprehensive tutorial for all of this is going to be not something that happens. Because this is not your average situation. This is very much overkill. If you build one of these, then like, I'm going to tell you guys to put a chest right here. Or a chest right here, and just fill that up with bone meal. because that is going to be so much easier and take you way less time than everything that I just did. Okay, let's go find out where this bone meal will come out. Bone meal is going to come out right... Oh, there's a hole right here. Not right there. Let's put a glass above that. Bone meal is going to come out right here, actually. Oh, wow, look at that. So we can have a water stream right here. We're going to have another intersection. That's fine. We can bump that over by a block. Yes, we'll have an intersection right here. That's fine. We'll just make it go down. So many water streams. Water streams this way, water streams that way. Oh my. And then where's this bone meal going to be going? It's actually going to be going that direction. So we're just going to have it go like this. This way. Yeah, this is going to be the output of the farm. If anything makes it this way, I will be impressed. Do I have a hopper? Put a hopper right there. If something manages to get there, then, like, man, that'll be crazy. And then, where's the other one come from? All right, let's just go ahead and wrap this up, I guess. Okay, so that's bone meal out. It's gonna fall straight down. Yeah, that'll be fine. And it'll go across into that little nook right there. How about that? Okay, so now for the other side, we essentially want to hook that up to the same place. This one's gonna drop out. Oh, this one's gonna drop out right above this stream? Inconceivable. Also, Lucky, thanks for gifting a membership to Scholar. Neat. Very much appreciated. And then we just had another thing happen. Greg, thank you very much for the super chat as well. Much appreciated. Now you feel really bad for being about to leave. Don't worry about it. It's been a long stream. It's getting quite late for most of the world, isn't it? I'm gonna try and start streaming a little bit sooner because we have just so many projects that I want to get wrapped up, and I'm trying not to stream as late because again, it does get late. But yeah, thank you for stopping by the stream. Hope you had a good one, Scholar. Let's go ahead and grab an ice over here. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so I don't know where that's going to come out. We have a bubble elevator right there. We might have to go, like, around it. We could move the bubble elevator in by one. Yeah, no, we're going to have to go around it. Okay, that's fine. So we need to be on this block, right? Still going to get water, though. Okay, one more block out. Ridiculous. And now we're in the sugarcane farm. It should be somewhere over here. Here we go. Oh, hey, wow, that's about perfect. Yeah, so we'll just, like, run it right here. This is so many water streams. You've heard of redstone spaghetti, but this is water stream spaghetti over here. We're on a whole another level over here. Look at that. Please ignore that farm. That's not part of the build. Kind of worked out perfectly though, didn't it? Right on the corner of it. Come to Australia, it's only 2 p.m.? That's crazy. Yeah, I always forget that Australia just has like the wildest time zone. Okay, so this is going to come over and drop down right here-ish. Get another button in there. How do I have an egg? Watch, I'm gonna throw this and get like 12 chickens. Nope, good. Never been happier to be wrong. Okay, fill that in. Okay, jeez. We are so nearly there, guys. Oh. No, these items are lined up on the left side. So I was gonna say that we could just reuse that water source, but no. If these items were lined up in middle, we might be able to. No, that would be a stagnant source then, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be flowing both directions. Okay, whatever. I'm not upset. It's fine. Go over. Would have been cool, but you know, alas, water don't really work like that. Perfectly lined up right there as well. Beautiful. You'll love to see it. Okay, that's where all the bone meal output's gonna go. Jeez, I wish I could show this to you guys with spectator mode. That would probably make a lot more sense, but let's go ahead and dump out the inventory. We'll grab all the bone meal that I have to my name, and we will just absolutely load this thing up. I would really love for these hoppers up here to be locked so that they don't consume like just 20 bajillion stacks, but I think that's going to have to be how it is. And then maybe we'll trade someone for a bunch of bone meal that we can kickstart this farm, fill up all those hopper lines and everything. I'm going to try and get rid of all the dirt and stone and stuff. And I think people need that, so perfect. A trade is available. Okay. Where is all the bone meal? Let's see. I'm gonna have to do like a full recap of how this thing works as well. What are we up to? We are just wrapping up the bone meal distribution system for this thing. It's been a lot of work. It's just been a full stream of water streams. It's been a water streams kind of day. Okay. Right, well, I guess let's do a little recap for the video, shall we? So many hours and days later, we have mostly completed the item distribution for the 1.2 million flowers per hour flower farm. So we've changed up the compost tower. Now bone meal comes out of this side because I thought it would be better. And then flowers go in on that side. Nothing's changed over there. Shut up. It's fine. So bone meal is going to drop down right here. And then it's going to be distributed across all 15 of these different hoppers because allegedly we're going to produce up to 133,000 bone meal an hour. So we got 15 hoppers to handle those. So this side will get half of that, or you know, whatever half of 133,000 is. It's going to go that side. That's going to go to bubble elevator 1. This is going to go to bubble elevator number 2. Thank you for the Enderman sound effect. Very nice. Appreciate it. So basically, bubble elevator 1 goes up, and then it's going to go and zigzag across all of our main hoppers all the way down the line. We're going to have to fill in all those hoppers and stuff and backlog the entire system of bone meal, I think, in order for distribution to actually work properly. But bubble elevator 2 is basically identical. It's just on the opposite side, because each one of these layers uses over 9,000 bone meal an hour, so we have to have 2 supply lines for it. Now, if by some miracle bone meal makes it through all 6 layers and goes all the way down to the bottom, you know, maybe we're producing bone meal from other farms and this one isn't running, then it's going to fill up this entire farm, backlog the entire thing, and then it's going to go all the way down to the bottom. So we have bone meal output number 1 right here. That's going to run straight across this intersection. And right now we got that going into a lovely chest. And then bone meal output number 2 is over here. And this one's actually above the water stream that goes into bone meal input number 2. So bone meal output 2 goes right here, and it's just going right back to that chest. Now, eventually we're going to send this bone meal output off to the main base, off to storage, off to other farms that might need it. Whatever the case may be. But this has been quite a bit of design time and effort and work here to get this working. So we're going to throw in all the bone meal to my name and see what happens with this thing. Yeah, we're going to send all the overflow from all the compostable farms straight to Compost Tower. So melon and pumpkin farm is going to be going over there. The sugarcane farm is going to be going over there. Bamboo, that's going to be auto-crafted down and down and down. And then up again. So wait, down. It's going from 9 to the bamboo wood to bamboo planks to bamboo slabs. That's for the smelting. Anything that's left over from that, like I don't think we're going to get to that point, but I guess we'll just store it, burn it. I don't know. You can't compost it, so it's kind of useless at that point if you are at capacity. At that point, we turn off the farm. That's the real solution. Yeah, there's really no reason to like have an overflow switch on this one. Overflow items will just go to Compost Tower. Same thing goes for the melon and pumpkin farm and even kelp farm. Okay, it's been a long trek. Last stream was 4 hours. It's 3.5 hours today. We're gonna throw in all the bone meal. So behold, all of the bone meal that we own, and just throw it straight down the hole, and then craft more, and craft more. And then you know what? We're probably going to throw more things in the compost tower. So all those are going to go down. As you can see, they're going to get starting to distribute up tower 1. We should also see them go up tower 2 momentarily. Takes a little bit more time to travel over to that one. But we should see it happen sometime. Okay, something is broken. That's fine. Nothing to see here, folks. Let's grab some redstone. I think I know what's broken. Okay, we're also having a bunch of items land right here. Right, okay, so I didn't properly align the bone meal before I threw it in the system. It's supposed to be lined up on the edges. That way that doesn't happen. And then, oh, right, this little system right here is breaking. Cool. Yeah, so items are actually directional. The item themselves, every item in Minecraft is misaligned to the southeast. So, yeah, things like this are going to happen. We need to put in a fence gate right here to line them up in the middle of the water stream. But otherwise, let's just send all these items on their way. And then that'll... No, that's the whole shulker box! Oh, God, no! Okay, well, it's gone. It's gone forever. All those items... Yep, they're gone. There's no way to recover it. It's just gone. They've gone to the flower gods. Okay. Why is there a chicken down here? I killed a chicken at the top of the farm. It fell all the way down? You weren't supposed to know about that. R.I.P. shulker box. Oh, wow. For the time being, let's fix that. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, this thing does overproduce more than hopper speed. So that's actually a really good sign. It's actually such a good sign. Right, let's go grab a fence gate. We need some water and some ice and things. Shulker box destroyed? It's gone. It's deleted. It's dead. In the void. Literally unretrievable. Nothing I can do about it. So this is mostly going to be getting filled up, as you can see here, so that's good. So this is actually a good sign. We're over-distributing items. It should be like over 9,000, so that's good. It's going to overflow this hopper right here. As you see, it's still going to be sending some items in here, so we are going to be backlogging this system a little bit, but those items should be running downwards, and then, you know, it doesn't quite get past this one. That's why I think we have to fill up every single hopper and the entire build, and the droppers, and the dispensers. That way distribution actually works properly, which is mildly annoying, but we can do it. Also, all of this, probably not ideal. That was a lot of bone meal, dang. Fix that real quick. And then, I guess we'll do that on the other side too. Yeah, that's because of that one little water source down there. It's pulling the items to the side. Okay, so we need... Of course there's a chicken down here. You're gonna be pooping in my hoppers, logging up the system. Ridiculous. Oh, did I not grab a fence? I didn't. Well, guess I'll just have to make one. Yeah, so we'll just line those up on there. And then, luckily, there's actually enough room for that. That's pretty close. A block off, and we would be a little bit cooked right there. Okay, that should be fine. Anything else? Okay, I think we're good. I thought I was missing a piece of redstone right there, so those items wouldn't be getting shot out, but it turns out we're actually just losing items. Oh, that's not even in the right place. Okay, well that would also be losing items. Cool, so now we're done. We actually reached the end of our music playlist, so that is crazy. I don't think that's really happened. That's wild. By the way, I guess if you're watching on YouTube, there is no music, but I had to turn it off on YouTube because I was getting so many copyright claims, and it's just like, it was unbearable. Kind of be dealing with that. For 5 hours tonight? No, definitely not. That's how it should be. Okay. So, I guess we can run the farm a little bit. Who can I acquire more bone meal from? I think Eladrium has a bunch. And I think they also need dirt and stone and cobble and grass. So, like, perfect opportunity to just, like, trade. So I doubt they need the bone meal for anything real. And then I don't need the blocks for anything real. So just, like, trade. Trade offer. I take things that you don't need. You take things that I don't need. Hey, profit. The flowers get salmonella. Sure. You know what? Sure. Whatever you say. Let's go ahead and take a nap. Oh, long day. Gotta take a nap. Also, we might get a Bedrock beta tomorrow. I'm not sure. They released the Bedrock update today and a snapshot today. I don't think they want to do betas and releases on the same day. So we might see a beta tomorrow. I'm not sure. It was weird that we didn't get one today. Also a very small Java snapshot today. So who knows? They might be fully wrapping up the whole update. The happy guest. Okay. So all the bone meal is distributed to basically the top 2 layers because, well, that's just how it is. We might have to do a quad layer distribution, have item inputs 3 and 4 figured out, so we'd have to have another bubble elevator right there and right here as well. And man, the water streams down there would be getting confusing at that point. Definitely be some spaghetti water streams. But let's turn on the farm yet again, and we should see that everything mostly just works. Hopefully this didn't break. We did lose a redstone in here at some point, and I have no idea where it belongs. But it seems like it's the proper amount of lagginess, so that's a good sign. Man, that is just so many items. Oh, man, I love that. That is beautiful. Okay, well, let's take a look away from this thing. We should see less frame rate issues because of that. And now we're going to have a ton of items pouring in here. The farm turned off. It just flushed. So many items. Beautiful. All right, so the flowers go off on this side now. Yeah, look at that. There was an egg in there. I saw that. Can't hide from me, egg. There's so many flowers. All of those run off. Oh, man, beautiful. Those are going to be going up to Compost Tower. As you can see, they're already arriving. Boom. There they go. That's so many items. Oh, man. That is crazy. Yo, check that out. Okay, that is so many flowers. Surely that's going to fill up the top layer. Oh, no chance that that doesn't fill up. Okay. We drop down. Oh, no, I did not want... No, stop! Well, there goes the entire inventory, I guess. Oops. And then we have more on the way. Bone meal's going back. I'm getting some frame rate issues. I might kill the server. I might actually kill the server. Look at this. Okay, this is great. I'm dying over here. I'm dying. You don't think low frame rate would affect your heart rate? No, I threw torches in there. Oh, no, that's bad. That's actually bad. Those can't be in there. Did I pick them up? I did. Okay. We're good. We're fine. This is so laggy. It's fine. The things we sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice some frame rates for some better farms. Jeez. This is so good. RIP server, for real. Okay, so we're getting bone meal distributed across the top right now and on both sides as well. Eventually this thing is going to run out of bone meal on the lower layers, so the lag won't be so bad. As you see, yeah, we already ran out of bone meal right here. So that's it for that one. Might have even ran out of bone meal on the top ones. No, I'm seeing some bone meal particles in there, so it looks like top 2 floors are good. It might actually kill the server. It's fine. Look how many items that is. Bro. Oh, man. This is so good. Look at this beautiful nonsense right here. I really do not want to pick up any of those up. Please don't pick... Oh, no. I picked them up. This is so good. There's more coming in. You would think 115 composters would be too many. You would be wrong. We're gonna pull a pro gamer move right here. Fill up the inventory. Yeah, look how much bone meal we're getting out of this as well. That's nowhere near what we're consuming, but like, beautiful. I think this site right here is well worth the wait. Yeah, you can see we're only getting blue flowers at this point. That means only the top 2 layers are getting bone meal. Yeah, we're gonna have to backlog that system. Oh wow, we actually had flowers reach the very bottom layer? What? Whoa, we had flowers reach the bottom layer. That means that they filled up 115 composters. 115 hoppers. That's crazy. That's so cool, though. I love it when a plan comes together, guys. It also just sounds amazing as well. There's the YouTube stream? No, okay, it's still up. It's okay. Chrome was yelling at me. I'm like, we're out of RAM, right as like the entire farm was running and being the laggiest that it could possibly be. So I was like, I don't know, I might have lost something there. That's for a wooden farm of TNT? Not really, but thank you very much for the super chat. So TNT is not really worth it unless you're like planning on duping TNT or the sand for it. It's not really practical, you know? It's much better just to mine the blocks directly by hand. Yeah, so we're just producing 2 layers now. But I'm surprised that it's even keeping up with that. Reach there? Not really keeping up with that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to buy bone meal from someone. So in theory, this top one should be perfectly fine on bone meal. I don't know how much is in here. How do you get items out of there? You don't. Okay, so, I mean, if we let this run for a long time, it would start backing up in bone meal. Because, yeah, it's starting to back up. No, you can't dupe TNT on Bedrock, but you can dupe the sand. Skeleton farm. No, so if you wanted to properly farm bone meal, you would do a tropical fish farm. Those produce, like, so much. I got a tutorial for one. But that's not a real block. They're only like 20,000 bone meal an hour. Each layer of this uses 9,000 an hour. However, I think we could... Ooh, we're gonna need a lot of bone blocks. That's 1. Each one of these holds 5 stacks, so it's like 1, 2... We're gonna need like more than a shulker of bone blocks just to backlog this system. If your chat gets lost in the chat, then I'm not gonna see it, right? Because I got 3 chats I'm reading right now. Dupe TNT for another ton of ore? Yeah, so you can also dupe the item directly if you use an any item dupe, but that's a little bit more ethically concerning, right? But I mean, you know, it's up to you. Looking good, guys. Looking very good indeed. Series mode. Yeah, Wood Scout Farm's pretty good for bone meal too. Those do make a lot. And they make other fun things, like the blaze rods, which would actually be useful for the base. It'd be kind of fun to do a base where you have like the overworld side of it and then the nether side, and the nether side just has like a bunch of nether farms. You can send items cross dimension of like portals and stuff. That was crazy that we actually got to the 3rd layer on this. Looks like we're producing on 2nd layer right now still. Somewhere anyway. It's pulsing. Oh yeah, no, look at that. They just went around. Yeah, you can see the compost is getting filled up. Okay, we're producing on the first half of 2nd layer because that 2nd observer isn't firing. Oh, really got to cover up these water streams. Okay, let's head back down to the bottom. Let's make sure we're not losing bone meal anywhere, because that's, you know, a real possibility. Yeah, it looks like they're just distributing to the first one. So right now it's operating at like, you know, 1/6 capacity because only the top floor is going. But that's to be expected. Oh, okay. This is, yeah, so all this is going to go straight into here. So this should be about getting full. Can I open that? Yep. No, that's not getting full. What about the hoppers though? Are those getting full? They shouldn't be. It should be perfectly fine. Yeah, see, okay, that's good. See, none of these chests should have any bone meal in them. The hoppers are gonna have bone meal in them, and there's nothing I can actually do about that. They're gonna get backlogged with 5 stacks each, which is not ideal. There's really no way to solve that. I would love it if we could toggle slots. Like, that would be great. I mean, I guess we could fix it by having them be item filters. I mean, technically that would work. Yeah, if we had them be item filters instead of just straight up hoppers. Because then, yeah, I think we'll have to do that. Luckily, there is actually enough room in here for that. We can move this water stream upwards. So a lot of our bone meal is going to be getting consumed in here, which is not really... Okay, that's not really what we want. Yeah. That's a good point. This is a bottleneck right here. Pretty sure some composters are clogged, though. They shouldn't be. We've checked our thing. There shouldn't be any extra items in those hoppers, so we should be good. Okay, yeah, we're gonna come back through here and make these item filters. That way each one of these only has a stack of items. That's gonna optimize this system a lot, and that should really speed up our item delivery. Because then like a stack, if like 5 stacks come in, it's gonna be boom, 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 boom. All 5 of these will be distributing instead of just the first one, which is gonna really help us out. Okay, so that's something I should have seen. I should have foreseen that in the redstone, but no real big deal there. Also, we can just put items directly into the chest. That also works. It's best not to do that, though. You want to keep them on this front one. Also, yes, please don't spam the chat. You will indeed get yourself banned. see. So I think that's about it. I think we're pretty good. Yeah, so we'll come back. We'll add some item filters there. Pretty small little addition. Bunch more hoppers though. Bunch more redstone. And then we can even like line them up on the edges so we don't need like a little gap right here. Although we kind of need that gap. That's kind of important for the redstone. Okay, that should really... Oh, I got kicked. Well, I guess that's the end of the stream, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you had a good time. We will be streaming again on Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern, late UK, and early Australian time. Is that the right one? Make sure you subscribe. My name is Silent Whisper on all platforms, absolutely everywhere. YouTube and Twitch and TikTok and Instagram and Discord and Patreon and the website and Twitter and Threads and Blue Sky and just like everywhere that you can imagine. That's my name. Even Facebook. But I don't really do anything here yet because I can't set my thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and find someone to raid. Is there anyone raiding? Dang, it's pretty late. I don't know if the thing's... Is it gonna work? Can I find someone to raid Twitch? That would be great. I don't have a strong connection to the chosen server. My gameplay might be affected. That's what Minecraft was saying. Well, I don't think the raid channel thing is working. Yeah, it's just literally not loading. Is Twitch gonna load? Can I find Liara's link? I go to twitch.tv, is that going to start playing someone's live stream with like the volume fully maxed out? Should I get prepared to mute? Is it gonna load? Well, anyway, I don't think it's gonna work. So thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, it's not working. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next stream. Bye.